Oh wow, I look like a dick. What's my hair doing? It's going all ape shit. Whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put on headphones soon anyway. Hi everybody, welcome to my Saturday night live stream. The only time I do this is when I have a show on Friday, which I did. Friday being Halloween, which was yesterday. Yeah, that was interesting. Went to a small town called Sanford, Florida. Boy, there was some fucking hotties there. God damn. The whole slutty nurse outfit, slutty this, slutty that. You insert whatever slutty thing wherever. Man, they were all out and about, and they had some supple tushies, these girls in this city. Just wanted to grab them and sniff them. Oh, that was disgusting. Why did you have to say that? That was low class, low brow, whatever. All right, so anyway, yeah, we played a show for Halloween. I didn't dress up as shit. I went as a rock star, okay? I went as a fucking rock star. And, yeah, that was my costume. And whenever anybody asked, what am I said, I don't give a fuck. That's what I am. No, I don't know. Nobody actually talked to me. I don't present a very friendly exterior in general whenever I'm out in the general public, especially in a city where I know zero people. Like, I did not know anybody in Sanford, Florida. I knew not a single one. And I wasn't dressed up as shit. You know, some cool costumes I saw from last night. I saw one of the sisters from BioShock. If you've played the game BioShock, you know the sisters. They're like the female version of the Big Brothers, or the Big Daddies, rather. Someone was dressed, and it's pissed me off because she was in a costume contest that night, and they kept calling her a scuba diver. Make some noise for the scuba diver. It's like that is a big sister from BioShock, you stupid fuck. Someone dressed as the demon from Legend, and they had the stilts and everything, so they were like 10 foot tall. That was pretty wacky. They had a very damn good Johnny Depp circa Pirates of the Caribbean. I feel like everyone does that costume, but he had like the little moves and everything, the stumbly bits that Johnny Depp would do. Yeah, so that was cool. They had a Salem witch trial burn victim. Can't really describe that one. Just have to keep that to your imagination, I guess. And then Ari, if you want to follow us on Instagram, our band, it's Dancing with Ghosts on Instagram. Dancing with Ghosts YT is my personal account, which, you know, Dancing with Ghosts YouTube. They're so similar, though. I don't know. Yeah, those stilt guys, man, they're crazy. I'm not letting go of Halloween, although this might be the last. Yeah, this will probably be the last thing that you see where I have that background. Let me give you guys an update on this Justin situation, okay? I've talked to this man on Twitter. I was kind of surprised he responded, but he did. So, okay. With my Justin video, for those of you who saw it, James Rolfe has no time vetting his employees, the Sins of Silverman video. That video was up for about a day and a half. Had already hit 5,000 views, which for my channel is very good. And then it got taken down. It got taken down. A lot of people thought Justin took it down. Justin did not take it down. In fact, via our Twitter DMs, he said he wished he could, or if he could, you know, release it or whatever, he would. He even told me to send him, and I didn't. Y'all guys don't know any of this because these DMs happened as of like today, I think. Fuck, get off me, goddamn hoodie. Justin Silverman from Screenwave is what I'm talking about. Lusty, Justy, Crusty. You know, the guy I made a video about. He was even asking me to send him pictures of my back end. LOL. He even made a little joke there to see if what the deal was. I already knew at this point that it wasn't Justin. I knew that he wasn't the one who took my video down. It was a violation of YouTube's terms of service. If you did get the chance to watch the video, after my intro or whatever, it cuts to all the various montages of from the I hate the N-word video that Justin made, where he's basically just saying a bunch of gamer words just like rapid fire. That's how I edited it anyway. And yeah, YouTube just like locked onto that shit, and they're like, yeah, that's hate speech and bullying. Or they didn't say hate speech. They said it's cyberbullying and harassment or whatever. Not from what I was doing, but from what Justin was saying in his videos. Which, yeah, I mean, it was like edgy, like early 2010s content. So, you know. So then I was left with the option of like, okay, well, I can go into my video and try to re-upload the video, start from 0 views all over again, possibly risk getting another warning, which would then make it a strike on my channel. And if you know anything about YouTube, you know once you get 3 strikes, your channel is permanently deleted. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. So what I did was I decided that, you know what, I'm going to just leave the uncensored video on my Patreon. So if you want to see it, that's the only place that video will exist. I put a shitload of time into it. I think it was really good. It got really good reception when it was released. But yeah, that's going to be a, hey, this is another incentive to join my Patreon. I'm posting the link to my Patreon in the chat right now. I'm horrible at self-promotion, so I'm going to try to get better at like being like, hey, subscribe to my Patreon. So it's in the $5 tier, and yes, $5, a crazy amount per month, but not only do you get to see that Justy video, but you get to see all the other videos that I've done that are exclusive to Patreon. So, you know, you could pay the $5 and you know, binge watch all my Patreon exclusive videos in a month's time and then cancel. But I'm constantly putting out like at least 3 or 4 exclusive videos per month. So I don't know. I think it's worth it, honestly. But yeah, the Justin video is going to be the killer app on my Patreon channel. So if you want to see that video like fully uncensored, because praise be to Vimeo, because unlike YouTube, Vimeo don't give a fuck what you post on there. If you're familiar with the RoboCop, was it Scene 27? You'll know what I mean. Sorry, I have to blow my schnoz. So yeah, that's all the Justin business about the video. All right, well, we got 74 people in here so far. Let's not let Halloween end, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some Cinemassacre in our lives. I'm gonna start out with the Monster Madness. I've not seen the candy one. This is James Rolfe's. Can Vimeo be monetized? That's a good question. I don't know. They have so like. Nobody gets good views on Vimeo. There's like so little viewership opportunities that even if you could get monetized, I don't think you would. I don't think you'd make anything off of there. Vimeo just doesn't really get views. But yeah, the Monster Madness, the Screams Not on Screen, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, this has been one of the weakest Monster Madnesses that I can think of in current memory. Like this one was pretty weak, pretty limp-dicked. Wasn't the Monster Madnesses first and foremost? Weren't they supposed to be like an every day of Halloween or October rather? There's like a new video. I believe that got I know that got changed at some point. I know this well enough, so I don't even know why I asked that question, honestly, because I know good and well that it did eventually change. But like, what did he release? Like 4 of them this month? For this month, he released like 4 Monster Madness videos. This has been in the topic of screams not on screen. It's so weak. Like, fuck. I need to update this goddamn background and put my fucking Patreon in there and get rid of like the TikTok. I don't think any of you guys are going to my band's TikTok, but you should. Ari puts a lot of work into those, as cringe as some of them might be, and they are cringe, some of them. Believe you me. And she's admitted as much. She knows. She knows, she knows, she knows. Hey, it's Zombie. Here, Joshy. Thanks, Mommy. Yeah, Monster Madness was lame this year for sure. Cinemassacre Truth put out their own Monster Madness this year. I don't go to Cinemassacre Truth because they fucking hate my guts. So some level of self-flagellation, self-hatred would make one want to go and do that. I don't have that level of self-hatred, so I don't go to that place, because why would I? As soon as I post anything that has to do with the Cinemassacre universe, somebody posted in there, and then people just proceed to take a big fat shit on me. I could filter through the comments, and I already know it's like they've all become cliches at this point. Blue-haired fucking gamer word, which I would say it, but I don't know. YouTube's kind of got me freaked out right now, so I'm trying to be on my best behavior. YouTube gamer word, living in his mom's basement. I guess he needs money this month to pay his rent. Grifter. God, this guy's so cringe. This guy's so much more cringe than Rex Viper. Whatever. Suck a dick, man. Like, unoriginal. And the people who hate watch me, the shit you make is not funny, and it's not original. Like, at least when I, compared Justin to a vat of expired mayonnaise, a lot of people thought that shit was really funny, just as a joke in and of itself that could stand alone. But you guys out there who, like, criticize me is like, I've not seen... That's a lie. I might have seen 1 or 2 things that are funny, but the main people who are, like, obsessed with me, like, in the hate side of things, just not funny. Like, if it was funny, I'd be, like, all down for it. I'd be like, that's good. That was funny. But it's like, and it's not even like, oh, you're being mean. I don't care about that. Like, if it was mean and funny, I could at least appreciate that shit. Because as I've said many a times, I've made fun of a lot of people on this channel, so, who would I be to turn around and be like, oh my goodness, my pearls, how dare you criticize me or make fun of me? But it's just not fucking funny. It's corny. It's played out. It's like, whatever the hell. All right, enough bitching and talking and trying to fucking walk over here. Oh, yeah. All right. Speaking of our Discord, here's a Discord, or my Discord, not just any Discord. This is free, you cheap bastards who didn't want to join Patreon and watch the Justin Silverman Too Hot for YouTube video. There's the Discord. If you're creepy, you will get banned with the quickness. I have a good moderator in there now, Vash. He's not saying Chicago wasn't. He is and remains to be, but Vash is more on top of the day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? He had to ban someone the other day. He has good instincts. He just did it. This dude was being fucking weird. He's like, is it wrong to want to dox somebody? I'm just curious about what their house looks like. It's like, all right, see you later. You have sufficiently creeped out everybody. All right, so this is the Cinemassacre's Monster Madness Screams Not on Screen. Probably the weakest. I mean, the idea, I guess, was kind of cool. You know, it's like, well, what else is there to October and Halloween aside from just the fucking movies? You know, because, like, much like AVGN, how long can you keep talking about the same shit over and over again? So I've seen all the other Monster Madnesses this month, or I guess technically last month. I've not seen this one, Candy. Oh, I bet James is going to get balls deep in on this one because he's got kids now, and you know, kids love candy. You know, you want to hear a really sad story very briefly is I have cameras outside of my house, and I was in Sanford yesterday playing a show, and I got a notification that there was a person on my front porch, and I look at the camera, and it's this little boy in this little wolf outfit knocking on my door, trick-or-treating, and his outfit was so adorable, and I wasn't home, and I had so much candy I could have given him inside my house, but I wasn't home. But I forgot that, like, oh yeah, the front porch light's on as a safety precaution, because I don't want to give the ghetto-ass motherfuckers in my neighborhood, like, the cloak of darkness to fuck with my house at their goddamn leisure, so I left the light on. And this poor little kid with his cute little wolf outfits knock on the door, want some candy. It's like, God, it broke my heart on some level, man. It was so sad. I was like, damn it. I hope that kid got a lot of candy last night. Anyway, I guess let's watch this.
It's Cinemassacre's Monster Madness. Screams not on screen.
Screams not on screen. Screams not on screen. This is gonna suck.
This year's Monster...
Dennis Rivard. Wow, you were that house. Yeah, man, you know, I'm sorry to say I was, and it sucks. There were like several people who knocked on my door, but that one stood out in my mind as the saddest because it was a little kid, and it was a very nice wolf outfit. Like it looked like I think he had like it's like a wolf head with some kind of a British American War era jacket, like a blue jacket. He looked adorable, and I was like, damn, felt like such an asshole. I wasn't even in my own city last night, so like, fuck. If I had fucking thought ahead, I would have just put all the candy in a fucking bowl. And there's always them douchebags who just empty the fucking bowl in the sack. And then they're the ones who's going to burn in the hottest spot in hell, I'm convinced. But, yeah, I was that house. Yep, unfortunately. By the way, we were accepting super chats tonight. I spent a lot of money last night in Sanford. So yeah, if you're feeling generous, which I hope you are, feel free to give me money, because I'm trying to make YouTube like my second part-time second job, or whatever the fuck. So yeah, give me money. Sorry, I'm gonna trigger one of my hate watchers by saying that, and then they're gonna do a live stream about me that 3 people are gonna watch. There's literally hate watchers out there. I think I got 2 of them so far. They'll do live streams about me. They got like 3 people watching them on live stream, and it's probably one of them's probably their wife, because one of the people sadly is married with 2 kids, and the dude's like in his 50s. So fucking pathetic, dude. What a loser. Like, how big of a loser. I watched one of their live streams they did on me, like the first like 10 minutes of it. I just got to point this out, bro. His daughter was trying, and I know he's watching now probably. His daughter was trying to get his attention, and he like shooed her away because he was too busy doing a live stream about me that 3 people were watching. He shooed his young daughter away, who was trying to get her dad's attention, so he could do a live stream about me for 3 people. What the I don't know if there is a lower definition of a fucking loser than this guy, but man, if you can find something more pathetic than that, let me know. And he's gonna clip clips from this stream tonight, and do his little. I guess he has fun doing it or whatever, But that was, and that's fine. But when I saw that, I was like, bro, you sank to a new low. Your fucking kid's trying to get your attention, and you're like, get the fuck out of here. I have to do a live stream that 3 people are watching to trash me, who has 20,000 subscribers, which in the grand scheme of YouTube is basically like nothing. Like, I'm a nobody. It's wild, dude. It's wild. Shit's wild out there. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get too hung up on that, but I did really want to like drive that home, because I know this fucker's watching this shit, and his little bitch boy. I know he's watching too. They're gonna jerk each other off to it later on. That's fine. It's funny though. Oh no, you can only gray rock someone for so long until you're just like, oh, I have so much to say. Anyway,
Monster Madness has a special theme, and with it, an updated logo. To celebrate, we've got 3 new shirts: the red logo tee, available anytime, plus 2 limited Halloween editions, an orange logo on black, and a...
I'd love to tell you about these shirts. I want to take a moment with these shirts, by the way. These Monster Madness shirts. You know what he's charging for these fucking things? $35. Now, as someone who has made screen-printed shirts many a time in my day with my various band designs or whatever, that's like a 2-color shirt, maybe 3-color. Okay, the red one's 3-color. No, you got red. Yeah, red and white. And then on the other one, it's like just white, because you're using the negatives. Okay, so on the black one, so it's orange and white. Yeah, it's a 2-color shirt. It's just this fucking stupid moon, like circular moon thing with Monster Madness on it. $35. That is a ripoff and a half. I would charge $25 at most for a design like that. Buy the little shirt tag on the neck. It said skinny and kind of gray. I'm guessing that's Next Level brand and not Gildan. If that's the case, that's a pretty good shirt material. That's the same one that we use for our band shirts. But I can tell you at cost, and if the dude, especially if the dude ordered like say 200, he's probably paying like $8 or $9 a shirt, and he's turning around and selling them for $35. That's purely for profit. I mean, yes, you sell merch for profit. I get that. But for that much profit, like, wouldn't you make something a little bit more economically feasible for your fans? Like, $35 for that boring ass looking shirt. Yeah, no. I don't think so. That's cheesy.
Full orange shirt that's perfect for a Halloween party or roadside construction safety. Grab them now before these Halloween...
Oh, right. You got $35 plus shipping. Yeah, I don't know how much shipping is, but yeah. So yeah, after all is said and done, let's say shipping's $5. Now you're in $40 for that piece of shit. The most boring. You could make you could go to Vistaprint and make and upload a PNG of that Monster Madness shit and get it for cheaper probably than $40. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I just thought that was funny, like how much they are charging for these very basic bitch shirts. I mean, at the rate that he's maybe gonna sell them, I don't know what his business looks like on the back end there, but like I'd be charging $20, honestly. $20 a pop, you'd be moving those fuckers way, because it's an ugly design to boot. I mean, maybe not on the black, but the orange on orange, that is hideous. They even make a joke about it, saying like, oh, if you're a road construction guy, the orange limited edition one, is available. It's a good way to shill something, is to just call it limited edition. Well, I have a limited edition Justin Silverman video that is too hot for YouTube that's on my Patreon, and that's the only way you're ever going to be able to see it. at this point. So I'm posting that in the chat right now. If you want to join my Patreon, the link is in the chat there. And you'll be able to see the video that was too hot for YouTube, apparently, fully uncensored. It was up for an entire day before YouTube smacked it down, and I refused to re-edit it because that would lose all integrity of the video itself, because it needs all those clips in there to establish the point that I'm trying to make. Here we go.
Drops disappear forever. The only holiday that has Halloween beat when it comes to
I know he's doing his boring green screen video background here, but at least he's not talking about ExpressVPN, which won't be the case in the next video.
treats and desserts is Christmas. But with Halloween, there's something special. The allure of it has to do with the tradition of going door to door. As I mentioned before, it all goes back to Samhain, when people considered the end of the harvest season to be a scary time, when the nights would get longer and the spirits would roam. People would leave food or treats outside as an offering to the spirits. But its connection with modern trick-or-treating is blurry at best. In the medieval times, there was a practice called souling, where people would go door to door offering prayers for the deceased in exchange for soul cakes. Soul cakes were something between a biscuit and a cookie, and if we really wanted to be authentic with the holiday, we would give out those. But who wants that when you can have Hershey's or Reese's? The modern-day tradition of trick-or-treating didn't really emerge until within the last 100 years, especially when it started appearing in media. The 1952 Donald Duck cartoon Trick or...
Okay, I can already tell it's going to be boring, so I'm just going to pose a question for the chat, and I guess I'll put it in words too. What is a lame-ass candy to be given on Halloween? I'll start. You remember those Halloween candies, if you're my age, in your late 30s, pushing 40? It almost looked like electrical tape. They had orange ones and black ones, and there was no branding on them. They were, I don't even know what exactly it was. There was like black ones and orange ones, little candy wrapped up or whatever. Oh, Justin Silverman just sent me a DM on Twitter, you guys, during my stream. Okay, we got a lot of responses here. Let's read some of your answers on some lame things to be, lame candy to get on Halloween. No, fuck off. Candy corn's amazing. I love candy corn. No, you can fuck off with that, especially when it's at, what's that one company that's known, that's like the makers of candy corn? Slipping my dick right now. And even the chocolate candy corns, that shit's good too. It's just chocolate icing that's waxified. Oh no. Brock's. Yeah, Brock's. They're the ones. Okay, so we got can I just say right now, frankly spoken, I never know, let me just go on record, I never know what the fuck you're talking about ever, literally. You're going on about things, and 9 times out of 10, I never know what the fuck you're saying. You've made these long ass comments on my posts, my community posts, my videos. I never know. Are you on meds? Are you off meds? Do you need meds? I never know what the fuck you're talking about. You got some weird hyperfixation with Jim and them and E-Rock and all that. I got no dog in that fight. I'm acknowledging the people I probably shouldn't acknowledge now because I'm feeling froggy. All right, let's get back to the candy. Twizzlers, yes, agree. Twizzlers suck. It's like candle wax with a slight cherry flavor, which gross. Rolos, fuck off. Rolos are amazing. Milk Duds are amazing. Fuck off. Once again, we got Twizzlers, ass. Candy corn is a great... What is people's deal with fucking raisins? What country did you grow up in? No, I'm sure they do have those Chiquita banana boxes of individual raisins that I'm sure some households did try to propagate onto kids, unfortunately. Whoppers, yeah, Whoppers are weird. That malted milk ball thing got going on. Wasn't a fan. Dude, fuck off. Laffy Taffy is a fucking staple of Halloween candy. Like, you don't have a haul of candy that you dump on to your kitchen table unless there's some Laffy Taffy individually wrapped bits in there. What's your deal with banana Laffy Taffy's fucking disgusting. I'll throw up everywhere. But strawberry, blue raspberry, maybe a green apple, I'll take it. Sour Punch straws, oof. Yeah, maybe. I don't like candy like that anymore. I feel like that's like kids like that kind of shit. Wax bottles with weird juice. I like wax bottles. I like chewing on the wax after the fact. And it can like pull out your filling. It's great. Who the fuck doesn't like that? Mary Jane's. Oh, that's like a 1920s candy right there. I don't. What the fuck were Mary Jane's even made out of? It was just like a sugar block, like individually wrapped. Fuck you, Whoppers are awesome. I don't agree, man. Getting pennies always sucked. Did people really do that? Wow. Circus peanuts. I used to love circus peanuts as a kid. I can't eat them now. Just weird marshmallow bits in there. I believe they were like peanut butter taffy. Mary Jane's, perhaps. I know as a fucking shoe that girls wore back in the day. A toothbrush. I hope these are real suggestions here. Getting a lusty justy in your bag. Raisins are the worst food I'm ever to be given on Halloween. Those shitty dots. Oh, fuck off. Dots are... Okay, Laffy Taffy and dots. If you don't have a couple of boxes of dots in your candy haul, you didn't truly get the trick-or-treating experience. Dots are awesome. They also pull your fillings out if you chew on them too aggressively. Yeah, peanut butter. Damn, got a lot of sugar daddies. No, that's a good one. Freaking dentists. People got issues with dentists up in here. Anything? Yes. Yes. Sinful Duck. Anything banana flavored. That fucking artificial banana flavoring. Fuck that noise. Whether it's those Runts candies or Laffy Taffy or whatever, that artificial banana flavor tastes nothing the fuck like banana. Where did they pull that out of whom's ass did they pull that out? And I used whom, which a lot of Americans have ditched whom and don't know how to use this word anymore. Red lips are bad too. Yeah, but red lips are fun though. You can put them on your face and take the pictures. This was before Snapchat filters. This is all we had, people. The mystery peanut butter blobs. Yeah, I feel like there's some kind of peanut butter anonymous thing in every Halloween haul. Just some kind of whatever the hell. Okay, I've gotten lost in the sauce here. There's that question of Halloween candy just broke the chat. Sour tart. Ugh, yeah, sour tart. Man, we could go on and on with this topic, I guess. I asked a really good question there. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it woke the chat right the fuck up like a Folgers coffee. I wish I always had questions like that made people interact as much. DSL lips. No, warheads are a staple. That's a Halloween candy staple to me, at least. Warheads was like a challenge. That was before you got into drugs when you were like a little kid. It's like, yo, man, can you have like the black warhead or everyone had a different opinion on which warhead was the worst. I would say it was the yellow one, but some people would say the blue, some people would say the green. Warheads are pretty I said lame candies, and you guys keep talking about all the ones that like I pretty much like. Okay, I got one for you that no one said yet. Tootsie Pops and Tootsie Rolls. Not the flavored ones like the orange and the green and the blue. Well, the blue is vanilla. Fuck that. No, I'm talking about the chocolate Tootsie Roll Pops and Tootsie Rolls. Fuck that. What a cheap candy. Why is that candy still around? Who the fuck likes a Tootsie Pop? You're fucking, you know, the lollipop part, that's fine. And then you get to the inside, and it's a goddamn, it's like a chocolate, like, taffy. It's gross. Well, you're wrong, everyone who likes Tootsie Pops and Tootsie Rolls. That's a bullshit Halloween candy, and it's everywhere. What else? I haven't been trick-or-treating in so... Oh, I got one that no one said. Smarties. Fuck Smarties. In Canada, Smarties are like M&Ms, but in the U.S., Smarties are these tart, little tiny... I just did the white power sign. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no, that's the white... By the way, if you guys didn't know that, according to some attorney that I talked to one time, that's you know, white power, because you got the W and then you got the P, apparently. I don't know. I thought it meant asshole, but whatever. No, Smarties suck. God, what a poor person's candy. I hate Smarties. While we're at it, Nicot wafers. I remember this 80-year-old dude fucking handed me that would always give me like a roll of Nicot wafers. Again, I like candy corn. People keep talking shit about candy corn. No yes to Smarties, Jake the Pillow Snake. I didn't even think that name through before I read it. I like that. Jake the Pillow Snake. Oh, I said Nicot. It's someone already said Nico wafers. Yeah, fuck those shits. Smarties and Sweet Tarts can go fuck themselves. No, Crunchy the Clown. These are things you don't want as Halloween candy. And you're saying Milky Ways. No, Milky Ways, though the lesser in the chocolate hierarchy, obviously Snickers, Twix, etc., take that crown. But Milky Ways are still a very enjoyable candy bar if you've got nothing else and want something sweet. Yeah, Nico wafers can suck a dick. That is an old ass man candy. That tastes like our city has been bombed after World War II, and all we have is this for any semblance of a dessert. That's what that tastes. I taste the oppression in Nico wafers. Anyway, let's get back to this fucking Monster Madness thing here. I know a lot of people like, talk about the nerds. Stop talking about candy. And then they grab their nipples like what I just did.
Treat was among many.
Bro, peppermint pies, fuck off. That's a great candy. What the fuck? Peppermint pies are amazing. All right, you guys are just going to trigger me. I'm not mad at you, frankly spoken. You just say a bunch of shit that doesn't make any goddamn sense. You dig? Like, you just comment these long strings of comments in my posts, and you're talking about shit that I just have no idea what you're saying. And you know, you got this thing with E-Rock, and I'm not involved in any of that. Don't bring that here. Leave that wherever the Jat Discord is or whatever. Don't bring that crap in here. I like E-Rock, and I'm not gonna like look into any. I mean, bro, if people listen to every person who said some shit about me on someone else's live stream, then you know, I would be canceled at this point, because people just be going in other people's streams talking shit about other content creators. I don't get that. Like these pathetic losers I was talking about earlier who neglected his kids so he could stream for 3 people talking about me. He's gone on Jim and Them. He's gone on Jason Graves. He's gone on Red Cow, and he just talks shit about me. But because they're smart, they ignore the fucker, because they just know he's a fucking troll. So whenever you come in here and you talk about E-Rock, you remind me of those same pathetic people who just go into other content creators' streams where it has nothing to do with them, and you're telling me about someone else. And it's like, I'm not going to believe you because I don't know you from fucking Adam. I somewhat know E-Rock and feel like he's a pretty upstanding young citizen of this country. So take with that what you will. Do with that what you will.
Depictions that helped popularize it. In the old days...
Oh, Jim yelled at E-Rock yesterday? Okay. What was... I got to hear the tea behind that.
It was less commercial and less regulated, so you never knew what you were going to get. I'm talking...
Oh, $5 from Datamouth. Dude, my band is playing in Gainesville and Orlando. We're doing a little tour. I think we're playing at the Ox. Is that in Gainesville? Is that the thing that's supposed to supersede the High Dive since that was sadly closed down? When are you going to be in Gainesville and Orlando? Like, where are the dates? Gainesville's not too far from me. Yeah, finally, First Grifton, guys. Seriously, it's been goddamn forever. Got 120 people on this stream. The pockets are very tight tonight. Hard to extract money from you motherfuckers. Don't touch me, motherfucker.
Before my time, in the whole history of trick-or-treating, people would give out nuts and fruits, homemade candied apples or muffins, cookies right out of the oven. Nowadays, pretty much everything is store-bought and wrapped.
Yeah, which is how you'd want it. Who the fuck wants a baked good thrown in your little pillowcase, getting crumbs everywhere and getting lint all on the cookie? No one wants that.
In the 80s, I do remember getting some of those unwrapped homemade items and always being cautioned by parents and teachers to avoid that. There were stories about poisoned candy and the classic razor blades and apples. Who knows how much of that was true, but it's the idea behind it that added a little bit of spooky appeal to the holiday. The notion that...
Why did that appeal to you, James? That there'd be a razor blade? And yeah, I heard that. We all heard that growing up about the razor blade and the candy. As if you wouldn't see this big gash on the side of a candy apple or a candy bar, like, oh, gee, that looks just fine to eat. Oh, razor blade cutting my... Like... Yeah, I don't know. That's there's so many weird like 90s urban legends, like the urban legend of there be people sticking like hypodermic AIDS needles into gas pump handles, so when you went to grab the gas pump handle and squeeze it, the needle would like prick your finger and then you'd get AIDS. Did anybody else hear about this growing up? The hypodermic. Oh, there's also, and this was probably factually accurate. This was probably not an urban legend. The hypodermic needles in the ball pits at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, that was another big one that freaked like 90s parents out. But yeah, the gas pump hypodermic needle thing. I always think about that when I pump the pump to get the gas out. Or whatever. I think about being pricked with an AIDS-ridden. I don't know. AIDS was such a 80s and 90s thing. I don't know if it carried on into... I don't know where we're at with AIDS right now, honestly. I know it's still funny to say, like, you have AIDS if you don't, to be edgy. Sorry, I watched too many Justin Silverman videos. Let me see what he DM'd me anyway, Justy. Like, it's so weird how not starstruck I am at all that Justin Silverman's talking to me directly in my my little Twitter account. I'm just like, whatever. You're just another dude as far as I'm concerned. Which obviously that's the case, but okay, he sent me a picture. Guess this is like, okay, this is pretty cute. I think I can post this in the stream. I'll even say as much. This is adorable. I am posting it on my live stream. If that's okay. I guess I'll see if he says if it's okay or not.
Halloween.
Why the fuck would he send me an exclusive picture, first of all? Makes me think it's bullshit that it's not exclusive. Why would he send me of all people? Me of all people. Why? I wonder. I don't know. I'll see if he okays it. If he takes too long to okay it, I might just post it anyway. I don't know.
Was this...
Yeah, grooming me. Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps he's grooming me. Wants you to stop talking shit. No, I reached out to him. First of all, he never reached out to... I reached out to him because I was like, hey, man, if you're the one who, like, struck down my Justin video. Could you like not do that? Because like I put a lot of, me and Rhea, my researcher, we put a lot of work into this video. So if you could like not like do that, if you could like undo that, that'd be great. And he was like, wasn't me. And then he sent me this long chain of various things that aren't really pertinent to any of thing that's going on here right now, but I guess we have a dialogue going on now. I don't know. We probably not. We'll probably end with him saying if I can post that picture or not. I don't know. It's not. It's real. I don't think it's all that hard for Justy to respond to you. Mike Cool Green in the Discord, who is obsessed with James's bull lore with April. He was able to get in contact with Justy, but Mike Cool Green has a way of getting in contact with anybody.
Risky, somewhat dangerous kind of night. As a kid, it was a big deal because it was the only night when you got this much candy. Now, as an adult...
Oh, $4.99 super chat, Derek. I'm here after throwing up watching the Dodgers win the World Series. Anyway, here's $5. Okay, in the World Series, was that the Blue Jays, the Canadian team? I got this Canadian honey, know what I'm saying? So I've been paying more attention to that shit. Oh, okay, so the Jays lost. Well, you know, baseball is kind of the American pastime, so you step into the ring with the US of A. It's kind of gonna be what happens. Sorry. Sorry to Geddy Lee from Rush, because I know he very much keeps up with baseball, and I'm sorry to his Toronto Blue Jays. Did they like lose like amazingly, or was it like a close game? I mean, you can invite Justin to my Discord, but I don't think he's gonna join it. Actually, no, don't invite him. We talk too much shit on there. I like a place. I like to have a safe haven where I can talk shit behind someone else, behind someone's back, and they never find out. I need that in my life. So don't invite him. Anyway, let's get back to this fucking weak-ass Monster Madness.
It's not as exciting. If you really want candy, you can go to the grocery store and buy it all year round.
Hey, I got the A-OK to share the pic from Justy. All right, here we go. Well, I'll work on that.
But the appeal of Halloween candy and what sets it apart from other treats is the fact that you didn't get it from a store. You got it from somebody's house. Even though it's factory made and the old ways have been replaced by a whole consumer market, there's still something about Halloween candy that makes it special. I don't actually eat much candy, so I'm approaching this topic out of nostalgia. Trick-or-treating was a tradition that kind of died out for me in my later teen years and into adulthood. My college years...
Well, I would fucking hope so. I would fucking hope that you're not, like, still trick-or-treating late into your teens and 20s. Though I did into, like, my later teens. But that was literally, like, all my friends were... I don't know. I don't know. There were some hotties that were, like, doing it, too. Like, who were, like... Look, in the context here, I was like 15 or 16. They were like 14 or 15. And my 15 or 16-year-old brain thought their 14 or 15-year-old asses were hot, which is totally normal. But they were still doing it, so I was like, I'm going to do it too. That was the first. I remember one of my first memories of listening to Nine Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine was driving in, I think it was my mom's car, which was, I think, handed down to me, or maybe not. I remember listening to Pretty Hate Machine in my mom's Buick on Halloween, which is very fitting somehow.
Were more about booze, I guess. But after becoming a parent and taking my children trick-or-treating, it revived the tradition for me. It brought it back into my life and reminded me of what it was like. It's funny how certain things come back to you. Just seeing the familiar packaging. You hold a bag of M&Ms, you feel them rolling around inside, feel the wrapper crinkle. Yeah, let's listen to that sound.
Yeah, I don't like it. Stop it.
Or a box of Whoppers. You shake it and you hear them rattling around. You tear it open. And then you get that, that aroma of milk chocolate. And it triggers those memories. Pour it into your hand. Pop in your mouth. And then...
Is James Rolfe really explaining to us how to eat Halloween candy or how to eat candy in general? Is this bottom of the barrel content right now? Like, we went from analyzing like classical horror movies or whatever, or like any other idea that could be Halloween themed, to like, this is what a package of M&Ms feels like in your hand. Yeah, this is what it feels like to eat a Whopper, which is what we were just talking about earlier as a shitty Halloween candy, in my opinion. Yeah, this is scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. Okay, here's the picture that Lusty Justy just DM'd me on Twitter. This was, I guess, him and James this year, their costumes. Hold on, let me scale it down here. Apparently this is an exclusive. I doubt it. I doubt it is, but he said it was. So I guess there's Justy as Eggman, and I don't know, what is James supposed to be like Rob Zombie or something? I'm not exactly sure who that's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be Al Jorgensen from Ministry? I don't know. He's got the Canadian tuxedo going on there. Oh, there that is. I'm leaving it up here for posterity for anyone who's only listening to the audio. Maybe you can still get a chance to get a peek here. $5 from Super Anthony. Wait till you get to the part when James teaches us about the existence of M&Ms with peanuts in them. It's a real hoot. Oh my God, James. Yeah, I figured it was Rob Zombie. That's what my best guess would be. All right, let's get back to hearing about James describing to us about candy and how to eat it, because that's some gripping content.
You shut up. Yeah, that's exactly as I remember. With Whoppers, I love the way they crunch in your mouth. That moment they crack open, they release that toasted malty flavor.
I don't like that at all. At all. I didn't like how, I don't know, the insides were all like, just tasted like you were like, if you've ever crushed like, I don't fucking know, what would you call it? Like, if you've ever just grabbed a handful of asbestos and just squeezed it in your hands like I did as a kid, that's what the inside of Whoppers were to me when I chewed on it.
And then you get that crisp, dry finish that lingers and just makes you want more. If I were to sit here and just talk about all my favorite candy, whether I've had them recently or not, I would probably have to name hundreds of them. Skittles, Butterfinger, Starburst, Kit Kat, York. Oh man, York is so good. You bite through that chocolate coating and then all that peppermint flavor comes rushing out. But I'm talking specifically Halloween. If you had to choose which candies go with the season, what are they?
I enjoyed debating people in the chat about bad Halloween candy more than this video that we're watching right now. Like, whenever I asked you to name me bad Halloween candy, like, and we went back and forth, like, that was more engaging to me. And the chat, I will say, that was more engaging than whatever the fuck this is going on here. $1.99 Derek Super Chat. James has no fashion sense when it comes to hats. Oh yeah, that is a pretty ugly hat. That just kind of, he has like a really like short head. Like, cause that I'm telling you, that hat would, or small head. I'm trying to diagnose it in real time here. That hat would not fit on my dome. I can already tell you that. Like, whenever I get a hat, the first thing I do is I put it on the largest setting and then I put it on my head, and it still doesn't fit a lot of times. I don't know how or why, but I have a really fat fucking head. It's large or something. But it's not fat, though, because it's like bone. There's like no squishy bits. It's just bone. So it's like, what the fuck? Why is my head so fucking big? I feel like it looks proportionate to my body, but I can't wear most hats, honestly. I really can't.
Right off the bat, I gotta say candy corn. In the same way that candy canes go with Christmas and jelly beans go with Easter, candy corn is the undisputed visual representation of Halloween. And those candy corn pumpkins that sometimes go with it. Nothing better says autumn and harvest like candy corn. That tritone color of yellow, orange, and white is well renowned. And while not everybody...
Tell us more about shit we already know, James. I guess that's nostalgia for you, just talking about shit that you're already familiar with.
Likes candy corn, I say it's not Halloween until you've had at least one handful of them. What do they taste like? I don't know. Just some kind of fake sugar. They don't taste like corn, they don't look like corn, but you can use them as vampire teeth. In fact, they actually sell vampire teeth candy corn. The history of candy corn goes way back. Originally, it was called chicken feed, which is probably more accurate as far as shape is concerned. On Halloween, it's essential to see bowls of candy corn sitting out. Even if nobody wants to eat it, you at least gotta look at it. It just...
Oh! Gagzuki knows what time it is. $20 super chat. Crackle is S tier and only found in fun-sized mix bags. Is Crackle, is that anachronous? Or is that synonymous with like a crunch, like a Nestle Crunch bar? It's got the rice bits in there. Grift grind, baby, grift grind. Woody's the only one pointing out the grift. Interesting that he's the only one who notices. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck y'all.
Has to be there. Like it's a...
Oh, it's the same with 100 grand. So it's like a rice chocolate nougat thing with nuts, maybe.
Decoration. As a kid, my favorite was Reese's, and probably still my favorite. Whether it's the Reese's Pieces variety.
Reese's Pieces? Is it Reese's? It's Reese's Pieces, right? Reese's Pieces, not Reese's Pieces Feces. And why is there like a demonic hand on screen now that he talked about that? I'm sure it'll all make sense soon. Brelly Ghost, it's so strange that James is a shy introvert, but can seem so gregarious and extrovert in his videos. Yeah, it's called reading from a script and editing. Have you ever heard this man talk on one of his podcasts? He ain't got shit to say. He needs it pre-worded on a screen or whatever the hell. Oh, right, E.T., gotcha. I injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's of feces. That's a very obscure early viral video from the Jerry Springer show. It was this trans woman, I guess, who cut off her legs because she didn't like them. And she's like, I injected my knee with feces. And then later on, she says it was 120 cc's of feces. But they made like a techno remix. And it's like, I injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's of feces, which is my exact kind of humor. So, of course, I loved it.
That you leave out in your yard for E.T. or the Reese's Cups kind, you can't go wrong. I was always a fan of the Reese's Cups.
Yeah, who the fuck is it, bro? Who the fuck isn't? Like, oh, are you next gonna say that you're a fan of pizza?
Simple mix of chocolate and peanut butter that can't be beat. I'll always remember that commercial with the vampire. I like to eat the peanut butter first. And then he drains it like he's sucking blood. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Actually, I actually remember that. James is so tired. Look at that face. He's just tired forever. Oh, Grandpa James, he's tired.
I heavily associate Reese's with Halloween because of its bright orange packaging. It always stands out on the shelf, and when it's in your trick-or-treat bag mixed in with all those other candies, you can always spot it. That's the first thing I would do when I got home, was pick out all the Reese's. Reese's kind of represents the Halloween colors, even beyond the orange packaging. The actual candy itself, black for chocolate and orange for peanut butter, sort of. I mean, if there was any type of taste equivalent of those colors, I would say that Reese's is it, the taste of Halloween. I would also say M&Ms are probably one of the top Halloween candies, probably because of how common they are and the abundance of TV commercials. Who can forget all those famous M&M characters? They're iconic in general, but I'm talking the ones where they're dressed up trick-or-treating.
Who can forget when Tucker Carlson got strangely aroused by the green M&M and was pissed off when they dialed down her sexiness? He should have added that line in there, man. Come on.
Well produced and are like mini Halloween specials. So the classic M&Ms are the ones with the chocolate at.
Oh, buddy, is he about to explain the difference between regular M&Ms and peanut M&Ms? Jesus Christ almighty. Has James signed up for some sponsor, like background sponsorship deal where he just makes the most obvious shit in an effect to train AI robots on like the most basic like concepts of things? I think that's what's happening right now. He's got some backdoor deal with some AI program, and it's like, yeah, the more videos you make that can train the AI to learn how humans talk and what we value, we will pay you X amount of dollars. I know that because I signed up for one of those things too, and they haven't paid me a single goddamn thing, and they have access to all my YouTube videos, and I feel kind of like a whore for doing it, but they said they'd pay me up to $90,000, and I got suckered in by the money, and then I think I just signed away my soul, perhaps. I don't know. But I think James did the same thing, because this is like, seriously, you're telling us about like, what the fuck, man? $2 super chat from Super Anthony. You're overthinking it. He just sucks. Yeah, it could be that too. Probably the more likelier of the reasonings here.
The center. You bite into that candy-coated shell, and you taste that sweetness blending with the chocolate.
I sold out for the money, man.
Your mouth is pure greatness. Now I sound like I'm advertising it. But there's also the peanut variety. Now I find these ones more substantial and more satisfying with that extra crunch and that lingering.
Oh my God, please tell me the Cinemasker Truth had a field day with this video. Please tell me they did. This video makes me want to go back to Cinemasker Truth and see what was said. My God, this is bad. This is really bad.
Nutty taste, but many people still prefer the regular variety. So whether you're a fan of regular M&Ms or the peanut kind, they're one of the most classic Halloween treats.
James at this point is making videos for like other Jameses out there, like other autistic dads who like don't want anything with too many rough edges around it content wise. Or he's making videos for like people who are like in mental institutions and they're like not allowed to watch anything that's like too offensive or too edgy or too like triggering. So like they can only watch shit like, this is what M&Ms are. Remember M&Ms? They're good. This is peanut M&Ms. Like, just he's making videos for people who just like they've been in a coma for 20 years and they need like a soft reboot into like modern day society. This video feels like it should have been unlisted and only sent to like rehabilitation facilities for people who have like survived severe head trauma and they need to like slowly like assimilate back into like the real world and like try to get back into like reality. Like this seems like this shouldn't have been posted for public consumption because of just how like strangely like a tutorial on how like, remember candy? Yeah, on the next tutorial we're going to be talking about walking around and like being outside and the various things you might see when you're outside. Like, that's a fucking mailbox and that's grass and you know, like, what the fuck is this shit?
For the record, you can put me down for peanut. In a nutshell, a creamy chocolate sweet honey nutshell, I'd say the nostalgia of Halloween is well encapsulated inside those sugary treats. Some things never change. You can always guarantee Halloween comes back every year, and all those candies you remember will always be around.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the last Monster Madness of October. I think it's safe to say he saved the worst for last, did he not? Now, my next question is, since the AVGN that he put out is only going to take up only so much space, did I live stream the convention Monster Madness? That's what I'm about to try to figure out because I don't remember. Okay, the last one I did was Gamer from Mars. No, I don't believe I did do the convention one. Yeah, I did. Nope, I didn't do it. All right. We got to make this go as long as possible because that AVGN is only like 20 minutes long. So we got to do conventions, Monster Madness, fucking conventions. I did not cover that one. Got to cover that one. Oh, he did decorations. I haven't even seen that one either. Okay, maybe he did more than what I thought. Oh, man, that one looks lame, too. Fine. Costumes. No, I saw that one. Okay. Yeah, no, somehow the decorations one, that one skipped me. It missed me somehow. Boy, do I got to pee something fierce. All right, I'm going to let these biatches download. Grab these two here. This is going to be a lot more Monster Madness than what I thought. All right, BRB, y'all. That means like be right back. And I'm back. Just like that. We got two Monster Madnesses in the chamber, and then we got an AVGN. What a fun-filled night we have ahead of us yet. So we're going to our next Monster Madness.
I've injected my knee.
Oh no! Oh no! What have we here? What is this?
Injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's, feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces. Injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's, my feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces. Injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's, my feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces.
Hey, what that was what I was talking about earlier. Octavia, A-U-N-C, I don't know how to say that. Hello, welcome. My other mommy. Mommy? Can you hear me? Am I pretty now, Mommy? Am I good enough now, Mommy? Now that I'm wearing the fucking dress you wanted me to wear, am I pretty now? Sorry, I don't know where all that came from. Some fucked up childhood trauma just boiled to the surface. That was weird. Well, good thing this isn't live. Shit, whatever. I am who I am. Alright, I guess let's watch Halloween decorations Monster Madness. I don't know which one's more of a boring topic. Halloween decorations or Halloween candy? I'm thinking Halloween candy's a little bit more boring, but I don't know. James can always prove me wrong. I injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's
It's
of feces.
Cinemassacres, Monster Madness. Screams not on screen.
Good, I'm glad you promoted me on your stream. And, no, thank you for that. I was going to say something. It has nothing to do with you guys. It has something to do with somebody else, but I don't even feel like dredging that back up, so I won't.
It all started with carving faces into turnips and all those old Irish traditions. But over time, as Halloween became more commercialized, we saw decorations evolve as a business and an art. We're going to take a look at some modern decorations, but first I want to bring you back to the most classic decorations that I remember as a kid.
And of course, James has a billion pictures of him doing all of this stuff. I guess that helps with the story, or the script or the theme or whatever, but whatever. By the way, if you guys want to see the Too Hot for YouTube, Justin, this is me trying to promote something, by the way, so just, brace yourselves. The Justin Silverman video that was removed from YouTube because it violated its terms of service, never to be uploaded again. Well, they're in the chat there. Anyway, stop derailing me. I'm looking at the chat too much. Too much tasty stuff to comment on. Anyway, the Justin Silverman video, Too Hot for YouTube, got removed for violating the terms of service. Cannot be re-edited or else it will lose its integrity. The Justin Silverman, Many Sins of Silverman, James Rolfe Has No Time to Vet His Employees video is on my Patreon. That's the only way you're ever going to be able to see it at this point. Posting that link in the chat. Please consider joining my Patreon. Not only will you get that video, but you'll get like 20 plus videos. Maybe not 20. Maybe 20 exactly on the nose of exclusive Patreon content that will never be posted on YouTube. Because whatever. It's worth it, I think. I would say it's worth it. I would tell you otherwise, but go check that out. Go peruse the links in the chat there. Fuck it, I'll spam it one more time. I'll be worse than Pat the NES Punk. I'm spamming it doubly. I am grifting. I'm trying to make that money. I'm trying to get that bag, baby. I'm trying to get the fuck out of karaoke because I'm so tired of dealing with the general public. I just want to be in my house like fucking Howard Hughes in his last days. I just want to be alone with my spruce moose and get this thing going. So let's do it. Let's do it up. Do it.
The first is those Beastal die cuts. I didn't even know what these were.
Beastal die cuts. That sounds like something that would get me put on a list if I Google searched. What the fuck are you talking about, James? Jeez, I thought this was a family channel.
Called until sometime in the past, I don't know, 10 years or so, I bought some and put them up, and Mike was here and said, "Oh, you got Beastal die cuts." And I'm like, what the hell is that? Apparently, a die is a metal tool that cuts out the characters on paper, while Beastal is the name of the company that was founded in the year 1900. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Bastal, Bestal? But I'm saying Beastal, because that way it sounds like beast, man.
Oh, I'm glad you did no research before making this video, but that's all right.
And even though I associate these as an 80s thing, they've been around longer than me, and they still print them to this day with the same vintage look.
Oh, Jen Stout 99 just joined Patreon. Grift away. Do what she's doing. Do it. Do it. Do it. It's worth it. Join my Patreon, which I'm spamming the fuck out of in the chat right now. Someone can complain about that later. Who gives a fuck?
By today's standards, there is nothing scary about two-dimensional paper cutouts, but back then, that's all you needed. They are so nostalgic.
That's all you needed if you went to a special school for people with emotional and behavioral problems. That's all you needed to scare you. For us normal kids, you saw that and you're like, oh, that's kind of lame. Whatever. Where's like the candy or crack or, toys or whatever you did growing up? I don't know. It could be different for everybody.
You gotta love them. Another simple tradition for me has always been the strings of pumpkin lights. It seems these have also been around.
My God. This is the lowest effort, not only Monster Madness, but this is like some of the lowest effort. He's talking about the pumpkin string lights and those stupid cutout things. He used to talk about monster movies in October. He used to talk about slasher films. I'm fucking walking over here. What the fuck is this bullshit?
As long as I've been alive. It's a great way.
Where are the mods? That's like asking where is God whenever I'm in turmoil and trouble. I'm like, where is God? That's pretty much me when I'm doing my chats and I need mods. I'm like, where is Mod? Mod is nowhere to be found. Mod shows up whenever they bloody well, and there's like 3 of them. So I don't know what needs to be modded, but fuck if I can keep up with all this shit. So if there's some weird shit going on in the chat, we're raw dogging it, baby. It's a bareback chat tonight.
To light a room with that orange glow. Hang them on the windows or wherever. You used to be able to connect them all together in a chain. I guess it might be an electrical hazard or something.
I mean, shit, at this point, should I just start naming the crap that I have back here? In the back? All right, yeah, let's do that. Where are we at? A minute? Okay, let's fucking... This is James's Monster Madness. Hey, look at this shit. Isn't this crazy? Hold on, let me grab it off here. Yeah, you see this? Oh, did my ass crack might have shown just then, actually. You're welcome for that. You don't have to join my OnlyFans. This is called fake webbing. Yeah. It gets everywhere, and it sucks, because it, like, grabs onto fucking anything with an edge. Which is not me anymore. I've lost my fucking edge. Oh, yeah. It's just making a big mess. Yeah, it makes it look like there's spider webs and shit in your background. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah, I knew the crack thing was going to happen. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Got some free crack there. Oh, where can you say that? On whose YouTube channel can you say you get free crack? That's gonna be that's gonna be definitely cut out, and that's fine. Cut out in the sense of people are gonna make screen clips, etc. It's fine. Yeah, fake webbing, cool. What do we got? This needs to be dismantled anyway. All right, let me just do better this time. What about this? These fucking Halloween lights. It forms like a fucking like a spider web thing going on here. Yeah, that's cool. Wow, isn't that crazy? They're orange like Halloween. Oh my god, that's crazy. So that's a thing that's going on. Then we have skeleton heads. See, you can make it talk. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's another Halloween decoration. Oh, and then coup de grace over here on my Billy Corgan St. Patrick Corgan candle. You can never see that in the background of my YouTube videos, but whatever. This fucking thing, whatever the hell, this is a jack-o'-lantern guy that I got at some point for some reason. That was Josh's old drummer's skull. I love that comment for some. I don't know, that was funny. It's very random. Well, it looks like we're almost back to my normal background as you guys might know it, but we're not, because I have these LEDs that are orange for Halloween. Well, I guess I better put it back to the fade effect where they changed all kinds of colors, because that's how my set normally looks. So that was my Josh's YouTube Halloween decorations for his set. The only thing that's missing is that, well, let me go grab that actually. Might as well complete it. This has got to be more interesting than James's Monster Madness, and you got to see my ass crack, which is very common with my weird shaped body. All right, I'm back. You got to bring back this fucking thing. This completes the traditional non-seasonal set. So it was on this very stream that I took the Halloween decorations down. That's about how much effort I put into making shit seasonal, you know. That's like what you got: the skull, the lights, the fake webbing, the jack-o'-lantern thing, and my ass crack. So that's like 6 things. Put these goddamn Mega Man fuckers back up there. Right, well, God, they just all fell down, didn't they? Whatever. fuck with all that later. Now talk about M&Ms. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I actually de-Halloweened my set live on stage. I didn't think I'd do that tonight. Sorry. And again, we're gonna skip past. Oh, okay, here's where he's talking about the jack-o'-lantern lights again.
As long as I've been alive. It's a great way to light a room with that orange glow. Hang them on the windows or wherever. You used to be able to connect them all together in a chain. I guess it might be an electrical hazard or something. So anytime I buy new ones, they all connect from the same point, so your strand of pumpkins isn't going very far. It sucks. Some of my most classic decorations were the skull candelabra and the laughing skeleton jangling bones. During my teen years, most of my decorations I'd collected would all go into the basement or garage for my annual haunted house exhibit, which lasted from '93 till '98. But I already talked about that in my haunted house episode. In my costume episode, I showed you where I keep my collection, but there's also decorations and props in there. I want to show my first full-size skeleton. I bought this about 20 years ago from some online store, I can't remember where, and it's...
Your first full-size skeleton? Like you have multiple of them? Is your first one is in... This is like a rite of passage for like any young person. Like, oh yeah, I remember when I bought my first full-size skeleton. I think this is pretty much a you thing, James. I don't know if anybody cares about having a full-sized Halloween skeleton, quite frankly.
Way too heavy. So heavy that it's hard to work with. And that's because it's not really meant to be a decoration. It's more for classrooms and doctors' offices. I think it's medically accurate from a real mold. Don't worry, it's not an actual skeleton, though I sometimes wonder. Years later, I walk into a Halloween shop, and there's a skeleton that's much less expensive, much lighter, and
it looks a lot cheaper than the other one that you just showed off, but that's probably why, and that's clearly a Spirit of Halloween store.
Much easier to work with. Probably less accurate, but of course that's not the point. Since then, I've bought many of these things to the point where I want...
Okay, well, he's bought many skeletons, so I guess it's a fair statement to say my first skeleton, or first time I bought a skeleton. I guess that makes sense in this context, because apparently he has legion of skeletons. I do not own... I own a skull, a fake shitty plastic skull that cost me all of, what? This has got to be one of those... I feel like you could just buy this anywhere at any shitty like Hobby Lobby or like Bed Bath and Beyond. I feel like they always just have these fake shitty plastic skeletons like that are just always available for purchase. Like, I don't know. I gave my ex this really cool cat skull that I found in my backyard, and I kind of regret it because like I kind of wish I had that skull. It was a pretty badass skull.
Do I have an addiction to buying skeletons? I have tons of bins full of decorations because you gotta keep them somewhere.
Octavia called it. He has an unhealthy skeleton buying habit, and then he just literally said that same thing.
Somewhere. I don't even remember what's inside most of these. On way up there, I have a bunch of stuff. And oh yeah, there's my old tombstones. These are homemade tombstones that I carved out in 2005 for a zombie film, The Deader the Better, which was first shown in early 2006. They were all carved out of styrofoam, which was extremely messy, and then painted, but the tricky thing was that certain paints eat away at styrofoam. It actually dissolves it, but when used in small amounts, it gives it some...
You know what else dissolves styrofoam? Gasoline. You want to know what happens if you pour enough gasoline into enough styrofoam? It forms a gel. That's nearly impossible to put out with traditional methods of water. You know what we call that, ladies and gentlemen? We call that napalm. That's how you make it. Not going to tell you exactly how to make it, but that dissolves styrofoam. Just want to get a little dark there for a second.
Rocky texture, and it looks really cool. Lately, my obsession has been those cardboard standees. The ones where the monsters are advertising beer.
Standees?
I don't know why, but I find that really funny.
They're called
just the idea
standees?
of partying with the monsters.
Oh.
I definitely do
like
not have the
that.
space for these, but I had to get them. the Crypt Keeper, and the Old Milwaukee Mummy, or the Old Mill Mummy. Other ones I just got are the Miller Thriller and the Coors Light Beer Wolf. I'm also on the lookout for Dracula. You can count on a Miller. Back in the day, the only place I knew to get Halloween decorations was at the grocery store, novelty stores like Spencer's Gifts, and from the catalog, Oriental Trading.
Bro, you ain't OG unless you downloaded the PDF of Anarchist Cookbook off of LimeWire, son.
I used to get those catalogs in the mail every year.
I hate all the no's on the poll that's going on in the chat right now. It's unfortunate. I felt like there should have been a lot more. I thought you guys liked me more than that. On more than just a content creator, but like as like a sex object. I thought more of you liked me than 36%, honestly. Just a little bummed about that, quite frankly.
Over the past couple decades, Halloween decorations have really stepped it up.
Oh, Brelly, you little freak. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to trim myself up down there, if you know what I mean. Hooah!
Now, Spirit Halloween is everywhere. So let's go take a look and see what we can find. I talked about Spirit Halloween a few years back when I did a review of the Spirit Halloween.
Oh, you mean Justin Silverman, who filmed the whole thing, or was it Kieran? One of them. Yeah, that was one of the controversies. Is you could literally see Justin in the reflection as he was like walking into the store.
Movie. And as you know, I really appreciate their animatronics. And here I am back again to check out what new animatronics they have. And there are a lot that I haven't seen. Here's a scary clown with an ape that comes out of a box. And who's there? Who's there? Whoa!
Wow. Juxtapose the last like 15-second clip. Who's there? Who's there? Whoa! Juxtapose that to like early like New Jersey James Rolfe AVGN compared to this shit. It's like, oh man, you are running on fumes, my friend. And this is by far the most votes any poll, and it's probably because I got like 147 people on the stream, which is more than I normally have. It's a Bimmy theme, so of course it's gonna be a lot more people. This is the most votes that I've gotten here. A large majority of you don't want to slide your tongue into my butt crack, which that kind of sucks, honestly, but I guess I have to like live with that and deal with it and like just settle it, you know, come to peace with it somehow or another.
One of the coolest displays they had was this haunted subway train. Kind of new, I guess. Then they have a scary giant rat on the train. It's pretty neat. Then you got the scarecrow guy. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Whoa! Okay, I did not expect him to get that tall. Now, one thing that has to be said about these animatronics, they can be pretty expensive, so I don't know how much you would have in your budget to decorate your whole yard with them. It's not really the kind of thing where you'd buy many of.
You know what I hate? Just as just an aside, I hate those like 12-foot skeletons or 10-foot, however tall they are. Those really tall. When they first came out like 10 years ago, yeah, it was like, wow, that's a really fucking tall skeleton in that person's yard. Bro, everybody has them now. Everybody fucking buys that thing. It's so played out. It's like, yeah, wow. Really super tall skeleton thing. It's so lame that in Jacksonville, they even have they have Jaguars, the football team. They have Jaguars jerseys on some of these skeletons I've seen. And they have like the name of the football player, but like Halloweenified. I don't know exactly how it's done, but like, and these jerseys are custom made for these skeletons. It's such a weird rich person flex, because these were seen in like the richier neighborhoods here. Yeah, I hate seeing those because everyone they're not unique anymore to have one of those really tall skeletons in your yard.
Like maybe one per year. I mean, with me, honestly, I don't buy these things much. They're just too big. They're hard to put away. You got to have some extra space to store them, or if you want to try to put them back in the box, they're a little bit of a pain to disassemble sometimes. This one with the possessed girl is pretty creepy. Whoa, here it comes, here it comes. Yeah, you know what? That actually is pretty scary.
That's a fucking Deep Throat video. What are you talking about? Like that's the position. That's the you know, get information for a deep throat, and then, you know, the guy's standing and she's like, gaw, gaw, gaw. You know, you can clip that to use that for whatever nefarious purposes that you have. No, that's deep throat position. Everybody fucking knows that. That's not a scary demon possessed thing. I mean, the eyes and the mouth and the fangs and shit maybe, but I mean, have you seen the crackheads in Duval? I'm just kidding.
That was in somebody's yard at night. That would have some kids running, I bet. The scary nun is also kind of cool. I'm noticing a lot of Tim Burton representation here. So you got Corpse Bride and Beetlejuice. Then you have other things like Cerberus and Twisted Grandma. But moving away from the animatronics, they have the classic severed limbs. That's always common. I don't think the quality of the limbs has ever improved. It's always been kind of the same all the years I've been collecting props.
Well, it's a spirit of Halloween, James. What do you expect, bro? You're paying like $15 for like some cheap Chinese plastic that's going to end up in a landfill sooner rather than later, which is going to end up in the 3-mile spiral of trash in the ocean.
Gravestones and do not need any more skeletons. Stay away from the skeletons. Oh, I really like the movie props, the ones where they have like the sign for Camp Crystal Lake, Halloween 78, the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. So that's always neat to have these sort of like relics from movies. Oh, and Chucky. Chucky in the actual packaging from the movie. That's a nice touch. Now moving over to Home Depot, let's check out what they got. So once again, they have a lot of impressive animatronics and a lot of new ones too that I haven't seen at any of the Spirit Halloweens. Definitely like the dragon. That's cool. And they even have a leprechaun. Yeah, so I guess if...
Fuck it, let me throw some gas on the fire in the chat. Frankly spoken, what's your issue with E-Rock? You keep bringing him up all the fucking time. E-Rock's clearly here. What's your problem? Duke it out in the chat. I'm just throwing some gasoline on the brush, this tiny little brush fire of this fucking video that's not giving me any entertainment. That I feel like this might give me some entertainment. You guys are all here in the sector, man. Frankly's always talking shit. E-Rock's here. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say, frankly spoken.
If you want to celebrate St. Patty's Day too, go for the leprechaun. There's always those giant skeletons. I've seen them in yards sometimes, and I don't really get the point of it. It's just a gigantic skeleton. Why would you want something that cumbersome? Oh,
who
this
E-Rock
one, really like
is
the
kind
eyes.
of evident in his
that's
username.
Kind of cool how it has like a digital display. And this guy here does a lot of talking. He has a whole bit that he does with these two guys that are carrying him on their shoulders. At Lowe's, they even have Christmas animatronics out already. And of course, these are all from the stop-motion Rankin Bass animated Rudolph short. I really like the Yeti, and it seems that he is almost to scale, perhaps. They got spiders, they got all kinds of things. I mean, there definitely seems to be a big market here for animatronics. Oh no, don't buy any skeletons. No, look away, just keep on moving.
Oh my god, this one is as bad as the candy one. And here I thought this one was going to be more interesting. At least in the candy one, I could make fun of James for telling us like what candy is. He gave me some material to work with, to vamp off of. I got nothing with this. He's doing an IRL stream, but he's not streaming. He's just doing the IRL part, but he's doing a voiceover, which, I mean, I've done that shit before. I've made videos like that before, and they got like a lot of views, actually. Buying CDs in 2024, going to thrift shops. I think in 2024, those ones did really well. There's actually a lot of examples of videos of pre-edited content where people go out into the world and do things and then do a voiceover on them, and those videos go on to do really well. I don't know, the views on this are just because of who it is, but if anybody else did a video like this, it'd be like, fucking snooze fest. God, this is boring.
Keep on moving. Now there's something. Got a cool looking werewolf here. And that dude in the back.
All right, again, I got to throw some more gas on this fire because I feel like the fire is going out. Frank Lee Spoken, you talk so much shit about E-Rock all the time. I'm tired of seeing it on my channel because E-Rock isn't a part of my channel. So I don't know how you commenting on him on my channel is relevant to me and my life. And now E-Rock's here and you're not saying anything to this man. And he's here. You guys can hash it out. This is me throwing more gas on the fire just for my own amusement. I know it's not even necessarily advisable, but I'm just doing it for pure entertainment value, quite frankly. And I need some entertainment value. And now Frankly Spoken has nothing to say. And she keeps using the grape emoji. And I know what that means. And that's a pretty heavy charge. And now she ain't saying nothing. Again, gasoline on this ill-advised fire. Sorry. Sorry for no one. Sorry for nobody. Sorry for the people who have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just trying to entertain myself here. Because this goddamn Monster Madness is very disappointing.
The scariest. And he is tall, man. Like, he's one of the tallest in the store. There's the corpse bride and groom and the ghosts from Haunted Mansion. Well, how about that? Over at Target, it's a much different story. They have the cheaper kind of kid-friendly decorations, which I like. I like the charm of the nostalgic childhood Halloween. Lots of colors going on too. Lots of vibrant neon greens and pinks. I really like it. It kind of reminds me of the Beastle die cuts a little bit. Yeah, the witches and black cats, jack-o'-lanterns, that kind of thing. Always cool. Well, I guess that about does it.
Please.
One thing I can say is that...
No, you said that about does it. Please end the video soon.
Animatronics are something I never would have imagined as a kid. I would have thought these type of things were only in movies and professional theme parks. But now the fact that you can just buy an animatronic character is pretty cool when you think about it. So there's a huge variety of decorations out there. But when it comes down to it, I know what my favorite is.
Dude, this background is, oh my God. Like, what's up with these fucking YouTubers with like a lot of subscribers who have no idea about like color theory or, you know, when set designing? Because you had Gamer from Mars, the video we watched, it was like last Friday, I think. Oh, $5 super chat from you, asking Frank to explain herself is like a tard to explain quantum physics. Not gonna happen. Yeah, I had to say something to her earlier because she never makes any goddamn sense, but she just mentions you and the grape emoji and ask E-Rock about such and such. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. If you didn't comment so much, you wouldn't arouse my attention, but the fact that you won't shut the fuck up about it makes me want to say something. And that's, yeah, anyway, sorry. The color theory thing. Gamer from Mars, the video that we watched last Friday, it's like he's this like red. He's ginger, so he's kind of got this red tint to him. And his background's like the same color as his face. And his couch is like the same color. And he just it's ugly. It's hideous. Yet he has 500,000 subs, if not more. James has this like orange kind of skin with this orange like button-down bat shirt thing with these orange lights given off by the jack-o'-lanterns with the like brown beigey wood paneling in the background. It's just like aesthetically a hideous set. There's zero contrast from him to the background, and I just gotta think that James isn't that inept at designing these things, and yet here we are. He loves this setting. He uses it so much. Before any fucking nerd video, he's in this setting, and his Caucasian skin just blends in to the background and to his shirt, and just his skin tones just do not they do not pop against the background, which is ultimately what you would want to do. That's our Bimmy.
The most classic Halloween decoration of all time is the jack-o'-lantern. It is the pure icon of Halloween. It goes all the way back to the Irish legend of Jack, who was so evil that hell wouldn't have him. So he was condemned to walk the earth with a burning ember from hell inside of a carved turnip. And that's evolved into the pumpkin carving tradition we have today. Pumpkin carving is a whole art in itself. Over the past years, I've attempted many pumpkin carvings, but I am no expert. I usually try to print something out and then try to carve through the paper, enough just to get some cut.
Of course, James Rolfe is a fucking Ghost fan. The band Ghost. Of course he is. That's Ghost has become the minivan mom rock of like the metal community. I think that's a good way to put Ghost, actually. Of the metal community, Ghost is the minivan mom rock of that, which of course James is totally into.
Lines and basic point of reference. Some of my favorites I've done are Papa from Ghost, the Wolfman.
Junkers, that's a good observation. I am drinking Bud Light instead of Mick Ultra. You know why that is? Because last night after the show, I wanted road beers. I wasn't driving. The designated driver was driving, but me and my drummer, we wanted road beers. And we wanted cans because they're easier to crunch up and throw underneath your seat in case you get pinched by the cops. It's easier to hide than these clunky like glass bottles, which is the only thing that Mick Ultra comes in, unless you get those stupid tall cans, which most gas stations don't have. So Bud Light is everywhere and in can form. So can, smaller, easier to crunch up, throw underneath the seat. It's a precautionary measure. So astute observation, Junkers. Hey, 99% water, 1% beer. I guess I don't have an alcohol problem then.
Alice Cooper and Jet Jaguar. But if you look around, there's lots of super talented pumpkin artists out there. I always love seeing those, especially if you go to a pumpkin.
Oh, frankly spoken, I'm not going to block you. I'm going to let you live. I'm going to let you live on this channel. I'm going to make you suffer. Suffer through E-Rock's existence. Suffer through me not really mentioning him until now. You're gonna stay on this channel longer than anybody else, because that's your fucking punishment. You will never be blocked from this channel, frankly spoken, because you did it to yourself. Now feel the repercussions of your fucking actions and deal with E-Rock's essence. And Octavia, I guess. Whatever.
Pumpkin carving event where they have them all displayed. The only thing that sucks about pumpkins is when you carve it, it starts to rot and only lasts a few days. Unless you're Mike and you keep it out on your deck until it becomes a green puddle.
I've done that.
If you want to,
I did that. I literally kept my jack-o'-lantern out until it until it became Earth again. It went back to whence it was from, or whatever, however it goes.
Pumpkin that never goes bad, you can buy one of those fake jack-o'-lanterns that have a bulb inside them. And now the bulb it comes with, it doesn't resemble the light from a candle in any way. And if you replace it with one of those flame flicker bulbs, it's just not bright enough. So here's what you do. You buy one of those fake pumpkins, the ones that are hollow and made out of
boring
foam. So you cut out your own custom jack-o'-lantern and then make a hole in the back.
Oh, dude. James has fucked that thing, man. That is a fuckhole. If I've ever, that's a fuckhole for April's Bulls, not for James. That is a fuckhole. That is what you call a proper fucking glory hole. Why the fuck did he have to show that, man? Jesus Christ, James. Talk about getting ahead, am I right? Oh, I wish I had a fucking applause button that like Rich from Review Tech USA has on his stupid live streams. I wish I had that for this particular moment.
You get one of those big flame flicker bulbs, then you get something to plug it into.
Yeah, see, no one's going to be that autistic about it, though, James. This is what you don't understand. This is some shit you pick up if you're a suburban mom grocery shopping, like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to grab that because it's a Halloween, don't you know? They're not gonna like. You see how you have like a fucking workshop with like all these like fucking instruments of torture in the background and glue and fucking Clorox wipes and shit. Moms don't have this shit. They have like 20 minutes to go grocery shopping at the local grocery store, and they're gonna pick up a stupid fake plastic jack-o'-lantern. They're not doing all this weird movie shit for a house that you don't even want people to know where you live, because you have all, you're kind of internet famous, so you don't want psychos stalking your house. So who are you doing this for aside from just making this video? It's kind of weird to me, this whole thing. He's gonna hyper engineer this goddamn jack-o'-lantern that he wants nobody to see because he doesn't want people to know where he lives. So I don't know who this is for.
I'd go with those clamp lamps. Just remove the clamp and that dish or whatever, shove it in the back of the pumpkin, and boom, a jack-o'-lantern that doesn't rot. I use these in many of the nerd episodes. It's quick. I don't have to be on the same shooting schedule as the lifespan of a...
He's just trying to flex his like, hey, look how I made... I love that face. I love that freeze frame. I almost feel like I can see the skeleton of James Rolfe. Like I see the corpse within there. That's kind of garish in a weird way. Oh god, that Mario throw over his futon is so hideous. Anyway,
pumpkin, and it's reusable for years. Of course, nothing beats carving a real pumpkin, and nothing beats the symbol of the jack-o'-lantern as the all-time classic Halloween decoration. But leave a comment and let us know, what are your favorite Halloween decorations? Okay.
Well, I gotta say the next monster. Well, okay. Here we go. Let's do the AVGN, and then we'll do the other the conventions. Even though conventions is a lot more, I saw it already. That one's a lot more interesting. That might be the most interesting Monster Madness he did. But let's do the AVGN. Let's get the big hitter out of the way. It's the headliner. It's what everyone's here to see. So let's do that. And then we'll do the convention Monster Madness. And then Josh will feel like he had a pretty substantial goddamn stream tonight.
It's the spookiest time of the year again.
And now James is back shilling ExpressVPN.
And you know what that means. Time to watch some of my favorite horror films. And while Monster Madness this year has been all about screams not on screen, I'm still searching for specific movies to watch. And it always amazes me when I can't find it on streaming. But with Surfshark VPN, I can get right to...
Hey guys, can I tell you, so far, as of last year, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween 2007, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Am I missing one? I don't know. They all sucked. You hear me? They all sucked. They were all boring and they sucked. And they were from like the late 70s and early 80s. They weren't scary. They were fucking boring. They were like cheaply shot indie films. Well, not the 2007 Halloween, but I just threw that in the mix because whatever the fuck, it was a Patreon request. Yeah, they all sucked. They were boring. You don't see the thing until the end. But Friday the 13th, you don't even see Jason until the third movie. I didn't know that until after the fucking fact. Texas Chainsaw Massacre sucked. They all suck. They all suck. Suck on that. That's how I feel. They all suck. Slasher films suck. Fuck you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I'm antagonizing my chat right now, but that's how I really feel.
To what I'm looking for. Surfshark VPN allows you to browse the internet and watch your favorite streaming apps without missing on content blocked in your country on unlimited devices. Looking for a movie or show but you can't find it streaming anywhere? With Surfshark VPN, just change your location to another country and you'll find the missing content ready to play in seconds. And with over 100 locations and 3,200 plus services to choose from, you'll be able to...
Fuck you, James. I'm not shilling your goddamn fucking ad thing. Oh, oh my god, it's Surfshark. It's not ExpressVPN. I didn't even notice that. I feel like Alex Jones right now. Oh my god, it's Surfshark. It's not ExpressVPN. I swear to wow, the woke liberal mind virus has infected James, and now he's promoting a lip-tord Surfshark service. He's not doing ExpressVPN. What's up with that? What's going on with that? The woke liberal mind virus has infected James Bimmy, apparently. Oh my God, I can't believe I just noticed it now. I can't not believe this. I cannot believe this, folks. Cannot believe it. They're killing babies, surf sharks, killing babies. It's killing babies.
Massacre, or use code
No, I'm straight
SIMMASSACRE
chilling,
at
Henry
checkout
Rice. Don't worry,
for
I'm not on
30-day
coke.
money-back guarantee.
Oops.
Well, it's Halloween once again, and as always, I'm reviewing something creepy, something crappy. But for this occasion, I'm equipped with a cane of silver that has the pentagram, sign of the wolf. What a coincidence.
Sign of the wolf. By the way, let's just establish in the chat right now. This is how James Rolfe says wolf. Woof. I just put it in the chat there just so everyone's clear. $2 super chat from Zombie Trash. Mommy? Mommy? That's mommy number 1. Octavius, mommy number 2. They're killing the babies! The babies! Why does he use the surf shark? Why does he use ExpressVPN? They're just serving the babies to the sharks! And they're just surfing on the babies! The aborted babies! Sorry about that. Yeah, if you guys want to see the Too Hot for YouTube Justin Silverman video I made, where he uses a bunch of gamer words, but it's uncensored, baby. I'm exposing Justin for his former edgelord self. You need to join my Patreon and get right with God. Get right with God first, and then join my I almost said ExpressVPN. Join my Patreon right here in the chat. Bam, it's in the chat, and boom goes the dynamite. No, you're going to want to subscribe to that. You can see the Justin video. It's only ever going to live there. I'm not going to re-edit it. I'm not going to fight against YouTube's terms of service bullshit. I've decided Patreon's the only place you can see this video. You're going to want to see it. It's very good. I think 5,000 people thought so too, with only one day of being uploaded until YouTube smacked it down. Fuck YouTube. I don't conform to their goddamn terms of services. I'm a patriot, goddammit. They're eating the babies. Sorry. So yeah, go there and do that, and give me money so I don't have to be a karaoke DJ anymore. Because I'm tired of these drunk bar motherfuckers. They're the lowest of the IQs. Anyway, let's continue with this. James Rolfe pronounces wolf woof, and it drives me nuts.
It represents my own primitive impulse to curse. But I'm going to try to avoid the curse. Let's see if I could review it with class, dignity, and a clean mouth. Werewolf
Mommy?
the Last Warrior on NES. The opening text describes a mad doctor who's created a band of biomonsters to imprison the planet's population. And the only one who can stop it is a werewolf.
Werewolf.
That is quite magnificent. Considering this is 1990, I would say that's a pretty satisfying introduction to a game. You're telling me I'm going to play as a werewolf with blades for arms? Well,
see, then I felt like he said wolf accurately. I guess it just depends on how his autism is peaking at any given moment.
sign me up.
I don't know, that kind of sounded like wolf. You guys are saying wolf count 4, but it sounded like I heard a little bit of an L in there. Jesus, how would an Asian person say wolf? They don't really have the L in their alphabet. Wolf, woof, woof. I don't know. Now I'm being racist. God damn it. I'm no different than Justin Silverman, whose video of his controversial sayings is on my page. Sorry. I'm getting good at shilling. I feel like I'm throwing out like drink coasters to people right now. Hey, put your drink on a coaster. Hey, that's good wood over there. Hey, that's an oak fucking cabinet. Hey, that's a fucking whatever. I don't know. I ran out of gas on that bit.
Oh, come on now. This is how the game begins? You're just thrown into a one-on-one button masher beat 'em up? This makes Double Dragon Mode B look like a masterpiece. And would you know, the controls are swapped. B jumps, A attacks. Have they played another NES game? That's not how it works. They put all this effort into the cutscenes, giving it this brilliant comic book aesthetic. They know how to look nice, but don't know the difference between left and right. Kind of person who wears a real sharp tuxedo, but with their shoes on the wrong feet.
I don't know, I feel like Street Fighter 2010 had some pretty damn good cutscenes. If we're talking about cutscenes in NES games. Hey, another $2 Canadian. Here you go, Daddy. You gave me a toonie. I got a toonie from a Canadian.
As human, your only attack is this lousy punch. But soon enough, when you touch a red W, you turn into the wolf. Wait,
Wolf.
hang on a second.
Wolf count 5.
Don't knock? Well, I was gonna knock, but now I'm not. Thanks for clearing that up. I would have never known not to knock. How would I knock? There's not even anything to knock on. What is it pointing to? There's nothing there. And this sign keeps showing up again and again. So it must be important, right? But how could it be if you can't knock, but don't knock? No problem. I won't. By the way, the character's name is Werewolf. At first I thought it was a typo.
He said wolf just then. That to me sounded like wolf. How does this guy vacillate between these two things? The only thing that I have to that I can compare it to is typically I say forward. I'm not even trying to do a fake northern accent. I say forward. That's how I say it. And then every now and then I'll say forward. But if I'm lazy in my speech, I'll say forward. That's my thing. That's a Josh-ism. Forward. But sometimes you'll get forward. If I'm really like putting some stank on it, I'll actually say it the right way. But if I'm just being lazy, that's how it is. I don't know, maybe it's how James's brain works.
Oh, I thought they meant to say the werewolf. But no, it's intentional. The character's name is Werewolf. That'd be like if you called Mario...
Yeah, see, he does the same thing. When he's like thinking about it, he actually says it correctly. But if he's just speaking off the cuff, he fucks it up. Okay, I get you now, James. I see how the brain works. Yeah, you can pull a banana. You're going to go forward down there and take a left. So going forward, what we're going to be talking about here, you see the difference? Off the cuff versus a, what do you call it? Like on purpose statement, whatever.
Plumber. They went through all the effort to have this awesome design and these blade arms and everything, and then they couldn't come up with a better name than Werewolf?
That wolf.
I'm not kidding.
He nailed
I counted.
it.
They say it 6 times. 6 times! But hey, here's the thing. Don't knock it, if you will. The manual calls him Warwolf, which is so much better. And in the comic book, yes, there was a comic that came with the game. On the first page, they clarify that his human name was Warwolf. But now that he's a badass blade-armed wolf, he's just Werewolf. Wow, they went above and beyond by including a comic book, all just for a dumb name like that. You know, I hear Dracula's changing his name to Vampire. Of all the stupid things, that is really friggin' stupid. I'm gonna lose myself, and I'm only in the first level. This werewolf, formerly known as Warwolf, has so many awkward moves to pull off, like this wall climb. All it does is get me stuck like a fly on flypaper. And please explain this to me. Why does he need to climb a ladder when he can climb the walls? Makes the ladder seem a little rather superfluous, don't you think? A and B does a backflip, which is rarely useful, and then there's a ceiling grab. You have to jump with B, and then press up and A simultaneously at the precise moment you touch the ceiling. This werewolf does so much crazy stuff, the only thing he can't do is knock. If you touch a blue W, you turn back into human, or should I say back into Warwolf. So now you're 1,000 times weaker, but you're probably thinking, there must be some benefit to human form, right? Well, to answer that, no, there isn't. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Nobody wants to be Jekyll. He sucks. And I'm sorry to mention that putrid game again. It's not meant to be a running joke. It's a running curse. Oh, and what happens when you touch the blue W while
If any of you guys remember my butt crack from earlier in the stream, I'd appreciate it if you slid your tongue down my butt. Don't tell my mom, though. She's in the other room, and you gotta be real quiet or she gonna hear. She gonna tell you all get gone there and fuck out and get on. Is what she gonna say there, and don't keep it between you and me.
Human, guess what? You take damage. That's just great. Ugh, what's up with these laser showers? I just get zapped to death. I tried waiting for a pattern. I tried crawling. I tried running.
Bro, I watched this video on the treadmill. Do you know how like not hyped you get when you watch modern day AVGN on a treadmill or something where that's trying to motivate you, trying to pump you up? Why I didn't watch like actual bands with good music that I liked, I don't know. I just can't. I get analysis paralysis, and I can't figure out what band I want to watch. Then I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I'll just watch the new AVGN. And I'm just like running on the treadmill being like, oh my God, this sucks so bad. This is not motivating me at all. This makes me want to stop running.
Jumping, nothing. I figured the best bet is to just take damage, hoping to make it through, but there are so many lasers, I'm never gonna survive.
That's James's frustrated sex noises when he's trying to coom.
And that's that. It's only stage 1, and I can't make it through.
Oh yeah, there's this stupid thing. I don't know if you guys caught it at the beginning or not. Like he, like rubbed that cane or whatever with the pentagram. And now he like can't curse or some shit. It's really dumb. Garen, goddamn to you, it was for advertisement purposes.
You just backflip through it? You just backflip through it. Well, forget this game!
I gotta pee again. I'll be right back. And I'm not putting it on the standby screen because I don't want to miss a single second of this masterpiece. Holy shit, I'm back. I did not wash my hands. I'm ready to go. You know why I didn't wash my hands, ladies? Because my dick ain't dirty. It's not dirty. It's clean. You could eat a meal. This is a meal, actually. You don't even need a meal. Oh my God. That was crass. That was so crass. Why'd you have to say that? Why'd you have to do that? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on a second. Brelly Ghost just tried to make a joke, but it gave me trauma. Josh once threw a cicada through the windshield of a Dodge Neon. Okay, let me tell you about my cicada story, since you fucking brought that up. I don't know how you would have known this, but it was back in 2009, I think, 2008. I was driving in my Chevy S10. Not a flex at all if you know what a Chevy S10 looks like. It's a poor man's pickup truck. I was driving to my girlfriend's house, okay? I had the window down because the AC didn't work, because no fucking vehicle I ever owned as a youth worked. The AC never fucking worked. That was just compressor blown out, whatever the fuck. Thousands of dollars to fix. Not even worth the price of the goddamn car. I'm driving the truck, got the window down, living in a rural part of Jacksonville at the time. Driving down this, 2-lane road. Out of fucking nowhere, a goddamn cicada hits the frame of my window in like a suicide bomber, kamikaze like attack. It hits it, but you got to imagine this bug is full of, cicadas are pretty substantial insects. They're like, I don't know. Again, I'm doing the fucking white power thing. I don't mean to do that. That's, again, apparently that means white power. An attorney told me once. I spread this information in case you see it. It's a substantial bug. It's not a mosquito. It's not even close. It's more of like a frog. It's like the size of a frog, but it flies and it's ugly as fuck. It hits my window frame. It immediately explodes its goo onto me. It gets in my eyes even. It's like I'm driving, like instantly just explodes. And I'm covered in cicada goo, bug goo. And I'm like, and I'm very OCD spurgy about this kind of shit. So I'm like, And then I look over to like the middle part of the bench seat here, and half the cicada is still there. And I think it's like crawling. And in that moment, my soul left my body. Because, like, I had to summon some inner strength to, like, deal with this situation. And I don't even know if I had napkins in my pickup truck. What are the odds that that would ever happen again? Or happen to begin with? Like, it hit the perfect angle to explode directly into my face and onto. It was awful. What an awful experience that was. God, that was so traumatizing. Ugh. And I've died. I've almost died a few times, But that was kind of up there with the almost death things.
Who are you?
The game bit you, did it?
Yeah.
Another one of James Rolfe's myriad of characters that he can play. My God, does this guy's range ever quit? I would venture to say, no, it does not.
Did
you curse yet?
Josh took it to the vet. The other half of the cicada. Yeah, no, you're right. I did. I'm a humanitarian, animalitarian, mammalialitarian, whatever.
No, I haven't cursed yet in this episode.
Even the nerd who is pure at heart and says no curse.
Okay, can I say one thing that's annoyed me about AVGN episodes for the past, I don't know, 10 years, especially the past 5 years? He's gotten more and more into, referencing old movie quotes from, movies that he used to love and watch or whatever. And it's just, so, played out, unless you know the movie, I guess. But he watches all these movies from the 50s and 60s and shit, these monster movies and shit, or even more popular ones probably, but you can't just assume your entire audience knows the references for all these weird things you say. If you're doing a mainstream, and that's what he never really made a whole lot of references to obscure references, I should say, to movies in the old episodes, but now he is, and I know this is all what could this be, Stephen King's Thinner, where there's a gypsy that curses him with something. I don't know what this reference is supposed to specifically be, but he does this all the time now, and it's really fucking annoying because it's James, yes, I get it, you have Asperger's or autism or whatever you want to call it, but not everyone is so hyper focused on the same shit that you are, bro. Be broad but funny like you used to be. And that's what every boomer who complains about AVGN has always said this whole time. So I sound like just another boomer who's complaining about AVGN not being good anymore. Might as well fucking call the Dan Olsen police on me, I guess.
May become a swearwolf when he boils with rage and the game gets worse.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's a gypsy from the Wolfman movie that like 0.2% of his audience has probably seen. Okay, that might be a little low. Maybe, all right, 3% of his audience. We'll go with that. Monster Sadness 2025. Shout out to Red Cow Arcade, even though I guess I'm not a friend of Red Cow Arcade. They did a video recently where they're like, here's all the stuff that friends of Red Cow Arcade have done. And then it was just pretty much people who like slobbed out for them, like their editors and all their like, you know, people who work for them. They like featured their content. And I'm over here like, oh, I think I've been on y'all's like podcast like twice now. And Frankie's been on my live stream twice. And like, I put out a lot of relevant stuff that you could have mentioned, but I guess I'm not a friend of Red Cow. I mean, that was a hard pill for me to swallow. No, I still like Frankie and all those guys, and I'm just fucking around. I'm fucking around, but it's coming from a place of like low-key butthurt. Like, I wish they had featured like some of my shit too, because I thought I was in with those guys, but I don't know. Clip this bit from the live streaming and call Josh coping over Red Cow rejecting him. I'm making your headlines for you, you fucker. You know what I'm talking about. But no, it's fine.
Oh no. I destroyed a game. I tell you, a plain, ordinary game.
I will never talk about Cyrax. I will never talk about King Cobra, whatever his name is. I'm not talking about those two people ever. You can bank on that. You can put your money on that roulette gambit. I will never talk about King Cobra or Cyrax. So, yeah, just throwing that out there. Never gonna talk about Juario either. Those are topics that will never be covered on here. Mainly because I don't care or have any fascination or curiosity about it. Typically, when I make a video, I have to be somewhat fascinated or have some kind of curiosity about it or have some kind of spark in my brain where I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be cool. If I don't have the, oh, yeah, that would be cool reaction, I'm not making a video about it. It's just not going to happen.
Stage 2 takes place on the street, so now he's like a street brawler, a werewolf. Sure, whatever. But then you go down and take a guess. Take a wild guess where you end up. In the sewers.
I can't believe he said take a wild guess. I know Justin is hyper aware of everything that exists surrounding the James verse, the Bimmy verse. I know this because I've not only has Justy commented on at least 3 things that I've released at this point, I've DM'd Justy. I feel like we're, I don't know, it's like 2 warring countries, but they're friendly enough to talk to each other. I feel like that's kind of where we're at now. I can't believe that they let James use that take a wild guess line in this. And I've not been on this Massacre Truth. I don't know what they've said about this episode, but like I cannot believe he used the take a wild. God damn it! Oh my God! Daylight savings time just kicked in. Oh, that sucks. Now it's 1 a.m. Fuck! I hate daylight savings time so much. For those of you who are not practicing daylight savings time, if it seems like it's 2 a.m. now for North America, now it's 1 a.m. Fuck, I hate daylight savings time so much. All right, well, it's 1 a.m. again. If you liked 1 a.m. before, now you're really going to like 1 a.m. because the second 1 a.m., Josh is that much drunker and that much more vocal. So it's 1 a.m. again. But yeah, the take a wild guess line, I'm very surprised that that line was used.
I think there's enough NES games that have sewers. How much more cliche can you get? Oh my God, bats? Bats in the sewers? This is every NES game chewed up and barfed into one pile. Green goop? You know there's always toxic green goop in the sewers. This is giving me Ninja Turtles vibes.
I hate daylight savings time mainly because it gets dark at like 5 p.m. I don't necessarily hate the fact that like
halfway through the
technically
stage,
it's an hour earlier
like Batman and
right
Robin.
now, but then your body has to get adjusted to the time change and all that bullshit.
I'm here on official business. Once you reach the rooftops, it becomes a labyrinth of steel beams. I mean, look at that. You're telling me I can't go up there? Wait a minute. Did lightning strike me? Yeah, just a random, hey, guess what? You're dead. That's a cheap shot. It's uncalled for. Anywhere you step, you have to memorize where the lightning strikes. And there's a difference between dodging something and just knowing where it is because you've played it so many frickin' times. What game does this remind you of? Do I have to say it again? Do I have to say it? No, I don't. Just thinking about it makes my hair stand on end. Then there's all these leaps of faith, or faithless leaps of death. It looks like you're supposed to go down, but you just drop and die. But then there's times when you're pretty sure you're gonna die, but there's no other options left, so you give it a shot, and it works. Like, how was I supposed to know that? It's like you're expected to have some extra senses to just sniff it out. Stage 2 ends with the craziest way I've ever seen to enter a boss fight. You go ziplining and then fall all the way down, and next thing you're fighting Juggernaut from X-Men. Now, I don't mean it looks like Juggernaut, it is Juggernaut. This is not like in my Transformers review when I jokingly said that Trypticon is Mechagodzilla. This time, it's like the same character. But no, let's get this straight. This isn't Juggernaut, this is Ironhead. There's been some speculation that this game was originally intended to be an X-Men game because of how similar the characters are. I mean, if you look at Wolverine, you'll see what I'm talking about here. But it's only a rumor. It's not like the final boss is going to be Magneto. Stage 3 starts in the woods until you take another random leap of faith and drop into some sort of base. This is where the game goes from frustrating to downright unplayable. It's that alarm sound.
Reseller alert, Pat the NES punk. You know, I don't understand how it was so hard to make a good X-Men game. There's so much fucking material to work with X-Men, which is my favorite Marvel property, by the way, and a property that I feel like they still haven't gotten right. X-Men was just kind of the best thing that Marvel ever did, in my opinion. I love the whole idea, the whole notion of being born with this abnormal, and I know all the fucking, well, it's a sneaky way to be like the gays and everything is all cool and all that. I don't think so. I mean, I can see how that comparison could be made, but like, I always viewed it as a kid of like, oh, you're born with these abnormalities, which I thought was cooler than with something like Spider-Man, with everybody who had superpowers in that comic, something happened to them. There was a freakish event that happened to them to give them these abilities. I kind of liked the idea better of like you were born with these abilities and it made you different. I would say in a good way. Obviously, it doesn't always go that way in the it never really goes that way in the X-Men comic books or cartoons. The general public are afraid of them and all that. I never looked at it through like the LGBTQ filter though. I looked at it through they're special in a different way, in the fact that like, well, they can fuck your shit up in a way that like, all right, say like you're like this like trainer and you're like, you get really strong and you're like this UFC fighter, but then you got this other guy, he's born with the power of like, I don't know, like fucking being really fast, so he can like, no matter how hard you train as a civilian, as a non-mutant, like you'll never be as powerful as this guy. And that's what freaks you out, is like this guy has an advantage over you regardless of how much training you do as like just a normal human being. You'll never be as powerful as a mutant. That's what was cool to me, and it made them unique. And I remember being in fucking first grade, just obsessed with the X-Men cartoon show, praying to God that he would give me a mutant power, literally in the bathroom. I don't know why I was in the bathroom praying for this. It's not like I was like struggling to shit or anything. I just remember thinking like, God, please give me a mutant power. I swear I will not use it for bad. Like, I just really, really want to be different and special in some way. And then eventually I grew Florida's largest gourd, and I got the blue ribbon for it. And now I no longer have the need to be an X-Men, because I have a thing that I'm special for. I grew the largest gourd in Florida. Well, in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, in Duval County. But anyway, I feel special now.
Make it stop! This isn't one of those beeps when you're low on health. No. This is just a random alarm for no reason whatsoever. Did someone set off the metal detector or something? What happened? And it's continuous. You hear it throughout the whole stage. What's the point? Somebody was sitting there going, oh, you know what this stage needs? A big, blaring, obnoxious alarm. Because who needs music? And why are these superhero guys calling me a hoe? He's calling me a hoe. But when he's looking the other way, he says, oh, like they literally flipped the graphics. How am I supposed to get over these spikes? Oh, I can zip line. Perfect. Wait. You gotta be kidding me.
All right, here's a question. Let's see if let's see what the chat has to say about this. Regarding X-Men characters, who do you think is overpowered? I will start. I mean, Wolverine's the obvious one, but Apocalypse is another obvious character. I would say Magneto is overpowered. The ability to control magnetic waves and manipulate metal. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, I thought that was pretty clever in the first or second movie in the 2000s, where they had Magneto in this like plastic chamber. Everything was plastic, and he couldn't do anything. But then the dude who like walked in there, he had like iron in his system, in his blood, and he was able to like extract that into these two metallic balls that became bullets essentially. That he had like, that was a badass scene, honestly. Like, I know those X-Men movies in the 2000s aren't loved very much, but that was a really cool like concept. Like, Magneto, the only way he can be contained is kept in a plastic cage. And all the guards had plastic guns and plastic this and plastic that. But the guard who walked in done fucked up for somehow or another. He had iron in his blood that was able to be extracted. Enough of it was extracted to where he made two concentrated little metallic balls. And it just became this like bullet frenzy that just fucked all the shit up. That he was able to make into little slats that he could walk over and shit. Magneto was overpowered. I think Cyclops was decently powered. He had the curse of never being able to like see the sunlight, lest he shoot out beams unwillingly from his eyes. Like, that's, I think when you have a negative that is like a good counterweight to the positive, I think that's what makes a good mutant. Like Rogue is like, one would say she's too powerful, but she can never touch anybody. She can never have interpersonal relationships. She can never have physical relationships with anybody, because she would just kill them. She'd drain them of their life force. So yes, she is very powerful, but there's this huge negative. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say like Storm. She can command the weather, but she gets very drained and she like falls all the time, like wind and rain and blah blah blah, and then that all happens. Then she's like, and then she falls out of the air and is like out of commission for like 15 minutes. I think the best mutants are the ones where they have a negative that, but then there's like, like Wolverine. What's his negative? Is it a psychological thing where he has to see all, like, he never like really ages because he has like this super crazy immune system where like he gets cut and then like 5 seconds later the cut heals, and meaning that even his like body doesn't degenerate in the way that a normal human body does. So like his cells are constantly regenerating, meaning he doesn't age, he doesn't get sick, whatever. So like everybody he knows dies except him. But that's not really that big. I don't know. I mean, I guess in a esoteric, philosophical way, that would be like a negative. I don't know. Do we have anybody? Jean Grey does that shit too. No, Jean Grey is a psychic. She pretty much does whatever Xavier can do. Okay, people don't seem to be too hot on this X-Men topic, so.
You're supposed to drop down that hole, which you would think would kill you. And now where do I go? I guess I'm gonna drop down there. No, now you're totally messing with me. Son of a... this whole thing is one sick joke.
Yeah, I liked Colossus's power. You can like, you literally just cover yourself in like this metallic shielding. That's pretty cool.
Then you have to dodge lasers while hopping over platforms, but you need to do the backflip.
If this video wasn't so boring, I wouldn't be like harping on this X-Men topics, but this just shows you how boring this video is.
Which you can only do as werewolf. If you're werewolf, aka human, just give up. Wait a minute. When he lays like a pile of blankets, he looks like Mr. Hyde. Anyway, if you're not werewolf, you're not passing these lasers. Your best option is to die and start the level over. But no, you can't do that because you have only 5 lives, which means 5 continues. And even then, you backflip through the lasers only to fall in a pit. Oh, that's because the screen doesn't scroll when you backflip. Somebody really fudged that up. Then you jump down another blind pit, and next thing, the boss rushes you immediately. There's no way to avoid it. How cheap is that? It would be like a boxing match where you get punched before the bell rings. No warning, nothing. And then you notice the timer's ticking down. Yes, if you thought life wasn't cruel enough, this game has a time limit.
Come on, come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on! Yes! Did it! Oh, that made me so nervous. Oh!
When you make it to stage 4, you're told that water is the natural enemy of a werewolf. Water? Seriously? Was that ever part of any werewolf lore? Wow. No kidding. But the water kills him as human too, so go figure. Anyway, this is the most hellish waterfall stage of all time. You take 2 steps and something hits you. It's the knockback, man. But it's not just a knock back, it's a knock forward or knock any which way that results in instant death. How about don't knock? And if you even stop for a moment to contemplate what you're gonna do, the twig from the Karate Kid Typhoon stage comes flying over. There's nothing you can do. The fish keep on coming. There's no break, no pattern. They just spam you till you fall. You wait for them to pass, but there's always more. And it doesn't help that every time you die, you go back to being human. The jumps are spaced too far apart, and I haven't forgotten up and B makes you jump extra high, but it only works whenever it feels like it. Ugh, darn! Shoot!
All right, I need to grab a sody pop real quick. I'll be right back.
But! Fudge!
Fudge!
Ah! Oh! 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 Oh no! Oh!
Oh yeah, this is probably the best part of the video, like the practical makeup effects. I mean, looks pretty good, I guess.
Fuck! Look at me! I'm a fucking swearwolf, for Christ's sake!
Fuck this waterfall stage. This is where the game designers decided you are not meant to pass. It's just one big fortified fuck zone. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Fuck! Oh wait, I did it.
So now I'm reaching the end of stage 4. Hang on, that is a ladder, right? Why can't I climb down? Is it just for fucking decoration? Here, you think
Sure, nobody gives a fuck if I interrupt this. Anybody have the Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar? Blackberry Zero Sugar? Anyone have this one? I don't think I like it. They could have made it a little bit sharper in tones, you know, like a Jolly Rancher, like a blue raspberry. It doesn't. It's a little blunt in the tones.
I would go right, but that would be too obvious. No, instead you have to go to that broken ladder and drop. Then you fight the stage 4 boss, and by now I realize I barely have any time left on the clock. Get down here. Look at that cheap move. He's staying in the air. He's staying up there to run the clock out. Fucking asshole. Get down. Get down here. I did it. With 8 seconds left.
Woo! Yeah! You could lick my hairy wolf nards!
Stage 5 brings out the fuck. There are so many shitty jumps, so many enemies ganging up on you, and constant knockbacks. You're right there. Don't you think I would fall straight down instead of diagonally over? Sometimes, even trying to make a normal jump, you almost have to glitch yourself up there.
As a lycanthrope, I'm not liking this. It's so fuckified it's as if it was designed by Buttcrack Bob. I'd rather eat the hardened cat piss from a litter box. As a wolf, I might actually like that. But the point is, this game was a bad time.
You'd think I could go right, but no, I have to go up to the higher platform because that slight elevation in height makes such a huge fucking difference. Come on, get up there. Ah, what the fuck?
Fuck!
When I
That was pretty stupid. I remember thinking that at the time. I've already watched this one, by the way, but yeah, I remember thinking that was pretty stupid. I didn't like the falsetto fuck there.
say things are impossible, you know, of course, it is possible, which makes it worse because it's an incentive to prolong the suffering. You know how many times I had to restart from the beginning? You don't want to know. You think some extra lives would have helped. Instead, all I find is stuff you don't need, like money. I'm a goddamn werewolf. What would I need money for? Could you imagine a werewolf walking into a store? And what's this? It looks like the pissing statue from Jekyll and Hyde. There is no doubt, Werewolf the Last Warrior.
Yeah, no, I'm sending. I was sending a group text to all my exes. Through Snapchat because it doesn't tell you that you sent it the same thing to a bunch of different people. I was sending a Snapchat to every single one of my exes, being like, "Hey, I'm down to give it another shot if you're down." That's what I was doing just then. For anyone who's curious,
Is the spiritual successor of Jekyll and Hyde. Two equal planes of shitty existence, and at the nexus of it all, the statue. It marks the spot, the unholy shrine of the gaming world.
But there's no piss. Where's the piss? Maybe the piss is turned off. Well, I'm pissed off!
And after the non-pissing statue, you reach a dead end. Oops, wrong way. You might as well just fall and die.
And after you've navigated this mess, you reach the final boss. Yeah, that's right. Only 5 stages, but thank fuck!
The doctor drinks a potion, yes, once again like Jekyll, and turns into a doppelganger of werewolf. After some tedious trial and error, you nail down his pattern and beat him. But after that, you wait, and wait, and wait.
I thought I'd seen it all, but here comes a game where after the final boss, nothing happens. Come on.
Then, after 30 seconds and nothing, the ground starts shaking.
Well, we're waiting!
the "we're waiting" was read in such a way that I can't help but think that he's cribbing that from some. Is that from the werewolf movie too? I'm assuming that's a quote.
Alright, here we go!
It's Magneto. And it's definitely Magneto. Just think, I almost shut the game off when I would have missed the most blatant X-Men ripoff. He is a son of a bitch. He throws shit at you and makes lightning appear. Fights like an asshole. The only way to make it through is if you manage to stay in werewolf form and keep up with the pattern flawlessly.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win. Yeah! Oh boy! American Werewolf in America.
I don't like any of that. I'm not a fan of any of that business going on there. I'm not a big fan of him using Surfshark instead of ExpressVPN. They're killing babies and surfing on babies, feeding babies to sharks.
America!
Next time?
Let me just ask you guys in the poll there in the chat. A lot of you said you did not want to slide your finger down my crack that you saw earlier. I gotta ask you, is it the stink that you're afraid of? Because there's minimal stink. I can guarantee they're minimal at best. There I go doing the white power thing. Jesus Christ, I can't help but to do it. God. Minimal stink at best. Don't be afraid. Take a walk on the wild side.
Next time? No. I'm telling you, there's not gonna be a next time. I'm never playing this filth again. I'm so mad I could rip somebody's head off.
Input you. Imagine April just walking in right now. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's so fucking like. James, you're like almost 50, bro. Are we still doing this in the garage? Used to be basement, now garage. Okay, this is about the facial hair that a lot of Dungeons and Dragons players have. What we're looking at now is the amount is the kind of facial hair that people who regularly play Dungeons and Dragons can grow. And I just pissed off. I know I pissed off half this viewership. I wouldn't call them my audience because I just think anytime I do a Bimmy video, people are just like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch." But yeah, I think that's the facial hair configuration for a D&D player. Yeah, it's too wispy. Very wispy. That's a good way of putting it. Wispy. Can't quite grow it in, to where it's like a legit beard, but they keep it anyway instead of shaving it. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
The way you walked was nerdy, though no fault of your own. But as the game flushes down the toilet, diarrhea enters the sea. Tears turn to piss in a predestined end. Now...
Well, hold on a second. I got some questions here. Okay, so we all know that this classic little stupid window, that I can only imagine that this is a still from Bimmy's basement setup, because he's in his garage now. And there's no way that he configured it to where with the wood paneling, the shitty blinds and all that. I think this is a still from his old set. Obviously that, he did a masking on where the gypsy person would be in there. So that was easy to cut out using green screen and all that. But I think that's a still used from his old set, because I don't think he there's no way he replicated all of that, the paneling and all that. So yeah, that's just an observation.
See, tears turn to piss in a predestined end. Now you will have peace of shit.
Ending with a piece of shit joke. It's very original. I'd like to know who this Help by Sean O'Rourke. I thought Sean O'Rourke was the editor. I guess James wanted to handle this one. Sean O'Rourke's I don't think he wants any of these people to be caught dead in the daylight at this point, because I think he saw via his slobs what happens when you expose yourself, you know, on camera. You know, Kieran, Justin, Tony, to some degree, Mike Matei, but I consider Mike Matei, you know, he's a certified member of the OG crew, so he gets a little bit more grace. But yeah, when you expose yourself into the daylight and you're able to be found on social media, yada yada yada, well, that's where you get my video about Justin being super edgy, saying all kinds of really fucked up shit. He still works for these people, by the way, and that video put a lot of work into it. It got taken off of YouTube because I violated terms of service. I had to do a fucking training video to get rid of the warning. That video can now only be seen on my Patreon, which I'm posting in the chat. Too hot for YouTube. Go subscribe. There's like 20 other exclusive videos. You will see the Justin video in its full uncensored glory, and then there's a lot of other videos that you can peruse that are only available on my Patreon. Look at me. This is the highest amount of shilling I've ever done in one night. But join the Patreon. It's worth it, because you get like even if you hang on after this month of November or whatever, like you'll still get like exclusive videos, many exclusive videos. They may not be as highly edited. They may be more off the cuff, but there's still a lot of love put into those fucking videos, and I would say it's worth it.
As a lycanthrope, I'm not liking this. It's so fuckified it was as if it was designed by Butt Crack Bob. I'd rather lick the hardened cat piss from the inside of a...
I didn't need to see that. That was slightly disturbing, quite frankly. Didn't like that. All right, well, we made it through that AVGN. I guess let's go on to the Monster Madness conventions. But not before seeing this again.
I've injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's, feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces. Injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's, my feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces. Injected my knee with feces, 120 cc's of my feces. Injected my knee with feces, feces.
That's the random shit they used to upload to YouTube back in the day. Oh, does it give me nostalgic vibes for the good old times. It's cold in this bitch tonight. Yo, how many of you guys like feeling them Wednesday night music video vibes? How many of you guys missing that right about now? Where the fuck did I know? I down Halloween candy, Halloween decorations, horror. There we go. Got it. You know what? I'm gonna make that poll. Calm the fuck down with this fucking scaling here. Hey, you know this background of these the red, green, blue? I had a macro lens on my iPhone. It was a aftermarket thing that attached to it that made it truly macro, not macro in the sense of, you know, the macro function they have on most iPhones. It made it very macro to where you could go right up on something and it captured perfect detail. That's my HD TV in my bedroom, by the way. That's just the TV being on and me focusing in on it as much as possible and taking a picture. That's not some stock shot I got off the internet. That's my HD TV shot with a very macro lens. And that's what most HD TVs look like when you zoom in far enough. Now, with RGB, what is it? No, it was CRT TVs. They were circles. Here I am doing the white power thing again. God damn. Sorry. They were circles. They weren't those like horizontal bars. I guess, I don't know. I don't know the science behind all that, but I'm just telling you that's what that is for anyone who was wondering. Okay, anyway. Yeah, cathode ray tubes. All right, here we go. This is probably the best Monster Madness of them all. Not in the sense that it's good, but it's, like, I guess the most interesting, because, like, I don't know.
It's Cinemassacre's Monster Madness. Screams not on screen. Here's a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. Horror conventions. They don't necessarily happen around Halloween. They could happen any time of year. But whenever you step into one of these places, it always feels like Halloween, like it transcends time. They're not always strictly horror and monsters. They could be just pop culture, sci-fi, any of that good stuff. Conventions are a good place to buy posters, magazines, action figures, shirts, VHS tapes, DVDs. You're bound to see people walking around in outrageous costumes. You can meet some of the actors from the movies you love, either to get a photo, an autograph, or listen to them speak at a Q&A panel. You could watch one of your favorite cult movies in a darkened room with an audience that shares your passion. And in short, conventions are just a place to remind you that you're not alone with what you enjoy. This is almost like a place of worship to mingle and celebrate all the things you love. I've been going to conventions for over 20 years now, and it's such a vast treasure trove of memories that there's no way I'm going to tackle this all in one video. But it will be one video for now. So my thoughts are becoming very scatterbrained, like there's this whole solar system of ideas orbiting around my brain. We could chart a course for these memories or these ones. It's like, which way do we go? So let's keep it simple. Maybe some other time I'll talk about Comic-Con, E3, and all the video game convention memories, and also talk about my interactions with fans and all the great stuff like that.
His interaction with fans is like, yeah, thank you. Shaking hands. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Yeah. You know, that's all you really can say to fans at a certain point, because, like, you hear the same shit over and over and over and over. And at a certain point, it's like you just get to the point where you're like, thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Because, you know, me and James Rolfe, we have the same amount of fan base. We are colleagues, okay? So I know exactly what he's going through. So, you know, that's why I added that last little bit in there. I added that little English on my spin there, because I was like, yeah, I know you, James. I know what you're going through. But no, I'm talking about like Dancing with Ghost shows, or like the randos who DM me on whatever phase of social media. It's just some Lithuanian guy was like glazing me the other day, and I was like, thank you. I don't know. You love everything I do, and I love seeing that. And it's like, what else can you say but like, thank you? But it doesn't feel good enough. Like, you're not like giving them enough, but it's like, that's all I know to say is like, thanks, I appreciate it. This is why I do it, for people like you. Sometimes I'll say that, and I have said that in the past, but yeah, whatever. Fuck off.
But for this occasion, I'm just going to focus on some of the horror cons that I've had the pleasure of attending. When I was a kid, I never really heard of any horror conventions, and I'm sure that not as many existed back then. Living on the East Coast, the first one that got on my radar was Chiller Theater. It was named after the 60s Chiller Theater TV marathons, which aired on WPIX Channel 11 out of New York. This introduced kids in the 60s to the older classic horror films, just as Monster Vision did for me in the 90s. I wasn't aware of the broadcast or the convention until the 2000s, so the idea that there existed a whole hotel full of monster fans and actors from monster movies totally blew my mind. I was actually intimidated to show up to something like this, and it was near New York on the Jersey side. So just to give a little geography here, I grew up in South Jersey, closer to Philadelphia, and I hated to drive, so this was a little bit of a trek for me. So my dad came with me for my first trip to Chiller. This was in 2003, my first horror con ever. This was the first time I ever met Tom Savini. I was very starstruck. I couldn't believe I was standing next to one of my favorite makeup artists and actors, Blades from Dawn of the Dead. Holy shit. And in that same room, I met the creature from the Black Lagoon, Ben Chapman, and Julie Adams, who signed my poster. That was something I never thought would have ever been possible. I mean, to actually meet someone from the Universal Monster films. I mean, that was just crazy to me. And in later years at Monster Mania, I would see Ben Chapman at a Q&A with Rico Brown.
That's fucking Phil Collins, dude, to the right. What are you talking about? That's not whoever the fuck you just said it was. That's Phil Collins, like, now. He was just confused. He thought he was at a Genesis convention. He didn't know he was at a horror convention. And then they just, like, let him up because he's, like, Phil Collins. And he probably just said, like, random shit like, yeah, it was great.
Who played the creature in the underwater scenes, and I also got to interview Rico Browning at Blobfest. In 2005, I met George Romero, and this was the guy known for making dark, morbid films with lots of gore, but he was one of the most cheery and friendliest people I've ever met, and I always remembered that. I thought to myself, if I'm ever in that position where I'm signing autographs, I want to be friendly just like that. And what do you know, AVGN happened, and I became a guest at conventions, and I actually even signed at Chiller in
I mean, yes, James was a guest. This looks like it was like circa like 2000 and I don't know, like 2009, 2010. And he's like, you know, you have all these like big hitters, and then you got this like random YouTube guy, and he's like shoved in the corner of like, and you know, just by the way, there's this like YouTuber guy who's gonna be there, and he's outside of living room, whatever that means. I mean, yeah, I guess technically, technically you were there, but not necessarily in the same capacity. But you know, I can only criticize these things because I know I'll never be there, so that's why I poke fun at it. I know I will never do any better than that. So, you know, good for him.
October of 2013. It was super heartwarming, very nice as always. And the only downside was that I didn't get to, you know, see much of the convention that year. In 2014, I met 3 of the Godzilla suit actors, including.
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. He's wearing, I guess, glasses that match. His eyes look like vaginas. The, I guess, Asian guy there to the left. But then I realized he was wearing glasses. Okay. That freaked me the fuck out a little bit. Sorry.
The original Hiroi Nakajima. Talk about monster royalty. I don't think it gets much bigger than that.
Oh no, did I just insult the guy who invented every great thing that all the weebs like? God damn it. Damn it!
It also occurs to me that many of the people I've mentioned since have passed away, so it's always nice to know that while they were around, they were able to get that appreciation from fans. And you never know when it's going to be the last chance to see your celebrities like that. So at Chiller, they've had sons and daughters of classic horror stars, such as Sarah Karloff, Bela Lugosi Jr., Victoria Price. Horror host Zachary, who hosted the original Chiller broadcast, was a regular there until his final days. Chiller always has a huge guest list, and many outside the realms of horror and very random. So it encompasses like all different types of celebrities.
All right, I'm going to pee while this is happening. I'm sorry.
Even if I don't make it, I always check in and have fun scrolling through that massive list. Like right now, let's see, they have next one has Randy Quaid. That's interesting. Huey Lewis, and holy shit, they have Reginald Vell Johnson. Man, I'm not around that weekend. Damn. They also had many musical guests. It was always common to see the Misfits in the autograph room. I wish I was able to go, but the year I had my signing, the 5, 6, 7, 8s performed, who you may know from Kill Bill Volume 1. They don't even normally do many shows in the United States. And some interesting trivia, in 2006, Bobby Boris Pickett was there performing Monster Mash for his final time as he passed away the following year. Chiller has been going on for over 35 years and runs like clockwork. It's always twice a year, April and Halloween weekend, which makes it more difficult for me personally. But if you're in the area, I say check it out. It can become a blur, but in the same location as Chiller, I once attended the Fangoria convention. Yes, Fangoria, the awesome horror magazine. It was pretty much like a Chiller convention, same place, same vendors. This is where I met Sid Haig, but other than that, I don't have many personal stories from this one. So just a shout out, Fangoria travels all around, so hoping you have a good chance to see it somewhere in some form. But now, get ready, because the one I've attended more than any other horror con is Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I have an overwhelming amount of memories from this place, and I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. So anyway, I attended the very first one in September 2003. This was back when it was in a small hotel, and since then I've seen it outgrow. They have multiple conventions per year in Maryland, in Oaks, PA, all over. But I always used to go to that New Jersey one religiously. It was my second horror con after Chiller, which is where I first heard about it. I remember buying a weekend pass and my badge didn't arrive and must have gotten lost in the mail or something. So I called them up, and the person I got on the phone was really nice. They solved the problem, whatever, but the thing that I remember is he asked me, "So where'd you hear about us?" And I said, "Chiller." And he was like, "Oh, Chiller's awesome." And then he kept me on the line just talking horror movies and stuff. So it was cool to have that kind of personal interaction. So I could tell right away these were people who cared. So that Friday, I remember walking in and being overwhelmed by all the stuff in the vendor room. There was a fan making these authentic looking Jason masks. So I bought one and then took it over to Kane Hodder and Betsy Palmer. I remember them both being super friendly. I had them sign the inside of the mask so that I could still use it in a film or something. And I did use it in the AVGN.
My signature is like such ass. Like whenever I'm asked to sign things now, like I just like stopped trying to do like a fancy signature. So like my signature now is I just write out in print very blatantly JOSH, and then if they want me to write my last name or whatever. But like, yeah, I stopped trying to do the signature thing a while because I realized that my signature sucks ass. So I just print that shit so blatantly. Like that's my fucking signature now. I've just adopted that. Anytime anybody wants me to sign anything, I just print that fucker out. Then just, I don't know. I just never, like, I had a signature at one point. I was just like, it looks like ass. It never turns out right. Cause people usually want me to sign weird shit like shirts and random bullshit, and it just never looks right. So I just like print it out, and it's like, that's my signature. Fuck you.
And Friday the 13th episode. So now you know where it came from. Mike, who wore the mask in that episode, came with me that Saturday to see Joe Bob Briggs host a Q&A with Ben Chapman and Julie Adams. That was my first time seeing Joe Bob in real life, so it was a nostalgia overload. The first time I ever met Lloyd Kaufman was right there in Monster Mania 2009.
And boy, did he make a great AVGN episode. Just kidding. It wasn't great. It wasn't even funny. It was bad. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was cringy as fuck. I think it was the first time I ever cringed at an AVGN episode, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, why am I so in your face right now? I don't know. Okay, I'll stop.
I never knew that someday I'd be making videos with the guy, but right off the bat, he was very friendly, very talkative, almost felt like I couldn't leave. Over the years, I've gotten photos with Wes Craven, John Landis, White Zombie, amongst many others. But when I think of Monster Mania, I think of all the entertaining Q&A panels I've sat in on. Sometimes as a fan, all you really want is to see the person on stage just being themselves. I've seen Christopher Lloyd. I even asked him a question about what it was like filming Roger Rabbit, specifically what it was like interacting with animated characters, and he gave a detailed explanation of how he had to film with a dummy and said it was very difficult. I remember seeing Robert Englund a few times, and anytime he went into his Freddy voice, the crowd went wild. Over the years there, I saw Roger Corman, Carrie Fisher, Danny Glover, Brad Dourif, Alice Cooper. I got to see Hiroi Nakajima speak, which as a Godzilla fan was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Many times they would have these cool ensembles, like having all the guys who played Michael Myers on the same stage, or all the guys from Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. Oh, and a little story about Joe Pilato, who played the ruthless Captain Rhodes. After the Q&A ended, he came up to the front row where I was sitting and he shook my hand and said, "Thank you for coming out, for you and all the fans. This is what makes it all worth it to me." It was surreal. Like, what an extremely nice guy. That totally went beyond anything expected. It's always nice to see when they're nothing like their character. Sometimes these Q&As can be extra riveting. It all becomes a blur, but many times they would have Kane Hodder in combination with other slasher icons like Gunnar Hansen from Texas Chainsaw, Tony Todd from Candyman, or Dick Warlock from Halloween. But there's one time they had Doug Bradley, Pinhead from Hellraiser, and somebody asked them who would win in a fight, Jason or Pinhead, and then jokingly they threw down. And I just remember Kane saying that Pinhead is a little bitch, and the room roared with laughter.
Oh my God. OBS finally gave me the option to add other things besides yes or no. That is legendary, quite frankly.
So it's little moments like that that go a long way. It's nice to see the guests having fun. I've seen Malcolm McDowell a few times, and his Q&As were like stand-up comedy acts. He was in full performance. He was telling crazy stories from Clockwork Orange, and he did Singing in the Rain live. He was full of energy and non-stop wit. I mean, it was very impressive.
I was wondering what it was like for you to beat the hell out of Captain Kirk.
I loved every minute.
I like how James couldn't have thrown Mike Matei a bone just then, being, here's Mike Matei asking a question. He's like, oh, let me just play this clip.
Warwick Davis, best known as Willow, Wicket the Ewok, and Leprechaun, was another one I can't forget. I wish there existed video of these type of things, but all I remember is that he was very kind. He told lots of funny stories, and he enjoyed doing the Leprechaun voice. Fans would request certain lines, and he would perform them, and everybody would laugh and cheer, and it was just a lot of fun. Tyler Mane, who played Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie reboot of Halloween, was also very entertaining. This was in May 2007. The movie wasn't out yet, but he was promoting it, and say whatever you will about the movie, he did an amazing job at selling it. He told lots of great stories, but just enough so that he didn't spoil the movie. So when asked a question, he would reply with a pause and then say, yes, or 2 words, Rob Zombie. Or he'd say, you'll just have to wait to see the movie. So someone asked him, how does Michael Myers catch people when he walks so slow? And he said, I'll show you. And then started walking toward the person. He's like, you better get up and run. You better go. Dude, everybody was going nuts. We were watching Michael Myers stalk somebody live. After the panel was over, I was so hyped to see that movie. And when I saw it, well, it wasn't everything I hoped. The strangest guest by far was Crispin Glover in 2007. He showed some really disturbing film that I wish I could forget, and did a live performance type of thing before the Q&A. And it's one of those type of experiences where you just had to be there. I can't explain it, and I don't even want to. Overall, it was just weird mannerisms, like weird vibe, just a really bizarre character to witness. And that's the thing. Is he a character or is it just him? I don't know. Bruce Campbell is always known for his hilarious Q&As. I've seen him a few times, at least once at Monster Mania. His dry humor is so well known that fans would set him up. They'd ask a stupid question just to hear a smart-ass response. Bruce is very sarcastic, sometimes cynical, but he also has lots of good stories to share and genuine stuff to say. One time I remember somebody asked him, "Do you regret being in Congo?" And he said, "No, why? The check cleared." Just so many good laughs. But if I had to single out one more Q&A, it would be R. Lee Ermey, the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. This must have been
I would have loved to have seen that, actually. I fucking love Full Metal Jacket. Honestly, I always tell people the first half of Full Metal Jacket is like worth your time, and then the second half is like whatever. But like the drill sergeant made that movie, in my opinion. Like, for fuck's sake, that guy was like amazing.
2005. He comes into the room and starts shouting orders, demands everybody to stand up, and then he goes into his whole sergeant speech. Like, "You're all a bunch of civilian pieces of shit." It was literally like being in the movie. It was amazing. And having been a real drill instructor in the Marines, he had many fascinating stories to tell. He struck a fine balance where, he kept the whole tough guy persona, but he also had a very great sense of humor. I wish there existed video of these type of things, but a lot of it happened before iPhones, so it all lives up in here. And it was never my instinct to go around recording everything. I just experienced it, and sometimes that's for the best. Watching movies at Monster Mania was always a tradition, though it's something I did more in the early days. The first Monster Mania was my first time seeing Rocky Horror in a room full of people. It was pretty wild. I remember seeing Monster Squad and being impressed by how many times it would get a laugh and how much fun it was to have that shared experience. It was a good reminder that movies can be a lot better with a crowd. I saw the Chiodo brothers introduce Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and then during the movie, there was a bunch of popcorn and cotton candy that exploded onto the audience. It was well timed with the movie, and it felt great to be part of that interactive experience. So when it comes to musical acts, the night that always stuck out to me was that first Monster Mania. There was a Black Sabbath cover band called After Forever, followed by a supergroup made up of members of Alice Cooper and Blue Oyster Cult. It was an amazing show in a small room up close, which is how it's always best. I can tell you the vendor room at Monster Mania has been a big source of all the DVDs and media that you see in my room. I mean, that's where I first found the producer's cut of Halloween 6 on a low-quality DVD before it was finally released officially. Before the days of YouTube, that's where I would find bootleg recordings of concerts I've been to. It was weird seeing an event recorded that you were at, like stepping into a time machine, and then seeing how close it was to your memory. I don't actively buy physical media as much anymore. I used to buy posters too until I ran out of wall space. I even used to buy those Screen Classic monster figures. But even though I've slowed down on collecting, I'll always remember Monster Mania as helping me keep my passion for that kind of stuff. I've been to this convention too many times to count, but judging from the amount of programs I've kept, the number is close to 20. Another convention that's been going on as far back as I can remember is Monster Bash. This is in the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania, which is George Romero's old stomping ground.
Shout out to the Lady Boys.
It's usually in June, but they have multiple events per year. Definitely worth checking out. I went there only once in 2010 and have been trying to come back ever since. That one weekend was filled with so many memories, many of which are captured on video. I filmed an interview with George the Animal Steele and he strangled me. It was the first time I felt the grip of a professional wrestler.
And then Bimmy died.
I also had a pretty substantial talk with Tom Savini, Bird Eye Gordon, and many of the people from Night of the Living Dead. I was with my friends Mike, Matt, and Steph, and together that same weekend we visited the cemetery from Night of the Living Dead, the mall from Dawn of the Dead, and filmed a series of monster trivia questions from a book that we bought at the convention. It must have been the most Cinemassacre content ever filmed in a single weekend. I love Monster Bash because it leans towards the classics. You get the sense that it's run by true fans and they build up a nice community of monster lovers. It's also very kid-friendly, so it's not all,
Who
gory
cares?
adult stuff.
I don't care about kids.
So big shout out to Monster Bash. I hope to be back some year.
Big shout out to, this is me ending this stream for the most part. I always put the Discord in the chat. This is where I plan to go after this. Gonna do a voice chat. Never know where it will go. Maybe it'll go nowhere. Yeah, join Discord, hang out in the voice chat. You gotta do a verify thing on the verify channel. I think you gotta hit the check mark. You gotta figure it out. I think you hit the check mark and the verify. And I think you as well may be able to join the voice chat. If not, DM me somehow or something. But yeah, let's have an after hours chat where nothing is off limits. All right, until next time.